Well, I just opened it.
We already got Billy. The axe is no longer necessary.
I did it with my hands, Billy. I wish you had seen how strong I looked. Watch on the YouTube. All right? He's unwrapping it.
Yeah. I think this is the gift.
Oh, my God, Hank. This is beautiful. On today's Part of My Take, we have Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. Our last interview from the Indy Combine. Great interview with Coach Stefanski. We gave him some good ideas that I think Browns fans will be seeing in a playbook soon. We are going to talk about Lamar getting non-exclusive franchise tagged. Aaron Rodgers Woody Johnson's flying out to California to meet with Aaron Rodgers. We have Billy's Jets. What are we calling it? Dissertation?
Yeah.
It's your dissertation.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's your senior project. We will go through that. He's got a slideshow. He's given us laminated paper here. This looks great.
4 months in the work?
Yeah, 4 months in the work. We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne. We have Guys on Chicks. Great Wednesday show for you, and it is brought to you by our friends at Barstool Sportsbook, which is us. Barstool Sportsbook and Casino is the best place to find exclusive odds boosts, custom offers, and promotions. We have tons of ways to bet. Daily odds boosts with your favorite Barstool personalities, live in-game bets across all leagues. Move the line plus teasers and parlay plus to bet with games or across sports. It's super easy to navigate. Data and content to keep you informed. Easy and secure registration. And you can follow our bets. I might have some new ones coming for March Madness for the people. iCasino, Barstool Casino, available in select states. Slots, traditional table games, exclusive one-bite slots. So March is one of my favorite gambling months. Download the Barstool Sportsbook today and use code TAKE to create an account. $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Go check it out now. $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER and join in on the fun with us this March with the Barstool Sportsbook. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, and Lamar Jackson is officially out to be had.
Non-exclusive franchise tag. That's interesting, Big Cat.
That's very interesting. You doing your Windhorse?
Brian Windhorse meme. Now, why would they do that? Because the Ravens actually just released a statement essentially being like, hey, sorry to Ravens fans, we fucked this up. Where they're saying, now, don't let the franchise tag fool you. We're still hopeful that we can negotiate a long-term extension for Lamar, which they're probably going to still try to do.
They're protecting themselves. So the non-exclusive franchise tag, for anyone who doesn't know, it means that anyone else can make an offer sheet to Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have the right to match. If the Ravens do not want to match, that team gets to sign Lamar Jackson, but then they forfeit their next 2 first-round picks to the Ravens.
Correct. Now, the Ravens also could have put the exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson, which would have been, I want to say, $6 million more.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that. Correct. So if you're the Ravens GM and you truly believe that you're going to re-sign Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal as the negotiation moves forward, wouldn't you make it a non-exclusive, or wouldn't you make it an exclusive franchise tag?
You'd think so.
I certainly would. I can report exclusively via Leroy that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills will not be pursuing Lamar Jackson.
As well as the Bengals. Add that to the list.
The Bengals are on the list as well. The C-words will also not be pursuing Lamar Jackson.
Interesting.
So we've got those locked up.
Yes.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns also will not be pursuing Lamar Jackson. So that basically just leaves the Commanders, and that's it.
Yeah.
So future Commander Lamar Jackson, I refuse to let Schefter beat me on. Wouldn't that be just so poetic if Shefty was pulling a double prank on us?
Yes.
And was actually leaking us true information, then saying it was a fake? I am delusional, and I'm a very sad, broken man. I'm realizing this as I'm saying it out loud.
I'm hoping it happens.
I'm pathetic.
I'm hoping for Hank's future.
I am a pathetic. Well, my future too. I told Hank to put that future in. Hank graciously accepted splitting it up with me.
Oh, nice.
So when I put it in the sportsbook, sometimes I put in 500 and it said put in like 350 and send 150 for approval. So I'm going to sell PFT the 351.
Oh,
and keep
nice.
the 150 for
nice.
myself. So
by the way, the
left hand
difference
up.
the difference PFT in the exclusive and non-exclusive is bigger than that. It's $12 million. So if Lamar Jackson signs the non-exclusive franchise tag, he makes $32.4 million this year. If they had done the exclusive tag on him, it would have been $45 million.
Okay,
so
but
that's a pretty big difference.
if you're confident that you can reach a place where you'll have an extension, then I would imagine the extension would be in the neighborhood of $45-50 million a year.
Correct.
So you would probably put that tag on him instead of the lesser amount, and then leave the option for him to get signed by somebody else.
Yes.
Now, look, there are questions about Lamar, whether or not he'll ever get back to that MVP level. He's had some injuries, and his butt hurts all the time.
Well, the Ravens do have an F- in strength coaching.
What about this? What about trading the Commanders' A+ strength and conditioning coach to the Ravens for Lamar Jackson?
But
Again,
you have
I'm
wait.
just a sad, sorry individual.
Under that deal, you'd have to take the F-.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you'd have to take the Ravens strength and conditioning coach.
That's fine.
Okay.
Mix him up with that field that we have in Landover. That's like
breaking
It's like you're
news.
stirring up Tannerite.
Uh-oh. There's a lot of things that could be this breaking news.
Quarterback just signed a 4-year deal worth $160 million. Sources say with $35 million more in upside. They are finalizing.
Is that Daniel Jones?
It is Daniel Jones.
It is.
And it was first reported by Whomst?
I'm seeing Mike Garafolo.
Wrong.
Leroy.
Leroy broke that shit 45 minutes ago. Suck my dick, Schefter.
Damn.
Leroy, my dead dog beat Leroy. That's one. If we're updating the counter, Leroy 1, Adam Schefter 0.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good for Daniel Jones. I feel like that was what was
Good
it
for
again?
Leroy.
Can you give us the?
According to Leroy, they're nearing an agreement on a 4-year contract extension, upwards of $150 million. Bark, bark, bark. I am a dog.
This is my favorite time of year. We got to just do a quick refresher. The initial tweet that anyone tweets about a contract is always just fake money. So what was it, Hank? What was the listed one? I love when agents text Schefter or Rappaport and they're like, here's the deal, and then they look into it after the initial tweet and it's like, oh, they actually just signed him to like a $50 million contract and they can cut him after half a season.
Rappaport says 4-year deal worth $160 million with $35 million more in upside.
Okay, so that could be anything. That could be a 2-year deal for $50 million.
There was also some ambiguity about the Derek Carr deal. Derek Carr had a similar situation where he signed a new contract, I think, last year?
Yeah.
And then how much was actually guaranteed, how much was just on paper? Yeah, don't trust the first reports because there are agents that have contacts with Schefter, with Rappaport, and they're just trying to get the splash out there of like, look how much money I got for my client.
Right, and Geno signed as well. The Derek Carr deal, because that did happen on Monday, and we didn't talk about it on Sunday night. Listen, if you're a Saints fan, I guess you're like, hey, it's better than what we've been going through, but doesn't it feel like the ceiling for Derek Carr and the Saints is like maybe a second-round loss?
Well, we've definitely got the new era of the Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott debate already set up and ready to go for us, and that's Daniel Jones and Derek Carr. Now will be tied in because of they got essentially the same contract.
Right.
And so which one would you rather have at this point?
I guess maybe Daniel Jones because he's younger.
Yeah.
That would probably be the argument.
I would say Derek Carr would be better on the Giants. Daniel Jones would be better on
the Saints.
Actually, no, the Saints with Sean Payton.
Yeah. Yeah, then that would be a deal breaker.
Then he's like Turbo Taysom Hill.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're starting we're inching towards a free agent period. We have Aaron Rodgers getting courted by the Jets. I also did reach out to Aaron Rodgers and I said, I just want to let you know you're going to love New York City. If you need any recommendations, I'd be happy to help. That's just friends looking out for friends.
That's nice.
I feel like that was gracious of me.
That's very nice.
He's not responded. I don't think he will ever respond, but I made the offer.
It is funny to think that Woody Johnson, so he's going out there with Saleh, with Nathaniel Hackett, who is the Aaron Rodgers whisperer, 0-for-1 on whispering to Aaron Rodgers, and the team president. And we've speculated, would Aaron Rodgers want to play for Woody Johnson of Johnson & Johnson Pharmaceuticals,
Correct.
of that family. But they're probably that's going to be a little icebreaker they have to get through right off the bat.
Yes.
Tell me what's really in the jab.
Yes, that's definitely the question is going to be had. All right, so other things. I did see there was more news about Ja Morant and like things, so he might be under investigation now because of having a firearm on the plane Also, potentially, Denver's investigating whether he was legally allowed to have it there. We also had a story come out that Steven Adams had a players-only meeting where he took Ja Morant. He basically told the whole team, we have to stop partying on the road. The Grizzlies are a bad road team this year, and essentially was singling out Ja Morant without singling him out. That actually speaks poorly to Ja Morant's ability to change, because I feel like if Steven Adams tells you not to do something, you should listen.
Absolutely. I'm terrified.
That's one of the scariest guys in the world, and if he's like, maybe you can give us an Australian accent, but been like, Ja, stop fucking around. And
I'm from New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand,
right,
sure,
right?
yeah. Same thing. But yeah, that Ja Morant, I wish I hadn't known that part when I was saying I was behind Ja Morant, because the Steven Adams being like, stop fucking around, Ja, speech should be the moment where he changes.
That's probably why he got a gun, was to protect himself from Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Although that thing isn't going to stop Steven. No,
definitely not.
Ja might. What are you, 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
Let's act like a proper NBA player, huh? Leave the piece at home if you're going to go out with the mates, see a couple birds, some Sheilas at the titty bar. Leave your gun at home, mate.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah. That was exclusive interview with Steven Adams. I feel bad because we absolutely dropped the ball in our Ja Morant analysis.
How
when
so?
We talked about it on the last show. We did not anticipate the very obvious take that Skip Bayless was going to have in reaction to this. Skip Bayless, he discussed this at length. Skip Bayless's problem with the Ja Morant video was he was going out celebrating after a loss.
Oh,
if you're gonna be flashing a strip club or flashing a strip club gun, you should do it maybe after you beat the Clippers.
Yeah,
not after you give up 135 points to the Clippers.
That's a fair point.
In a road loss.
That's
fair
a very
point,
fair
Skip.
point.
Again, sometimes it's refreshing to me knowing that as much as we like to think that we can get inside Skip Bayless's head, he's always 3 steps ahead of us.
Oh, easily, yeah. So that, and I kind of agree with him.
Yeah,
that and the gun was way too small.
If it's
comically small,
it should be a celebration gun, not a despair gun.
Right. Although despair gun, maybe actually it'd be funny if the despair gun was like a Civil War musket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like look at this thing. I'm bringing a musket. Like a musket in a strip club doesn't fit.
No.
It's like, I'm so sad I need my musket.
Yeah, that would be that'd be way funnier.
Yeah.
I always love it when police agencies and departments, they release pictures of guns that they've confiscated, and they always look like they're from the year 1912.
Yes.
And then people pile on, and it's like, get this, hey, I'll be having that gun out of my face.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Ja Morant. I don't know. I feel like he's going to get suspended, right? I guess he has. Well, no, he's taking 2 days himself.
He's taking some time away to deal with his gun addiction, and then they'll probably figure out a way. Well, now the real issue is local authorities in Colorado are actually investigating it. So if he gets convicted or indicted for a gun crime, there'll probably be something that comes down from Silver.
Yes.
Silver hates this, by the way. Silver wants to be the cool guy. He wants to be the cool substitute teacher. He wants to be the cool stepdad. Like, hey, I'm your friend. You can tell me anything. So whenever he has to actually be the heavy, he cannot stand that.
Well, Melo, a clip resurfaced from $1 Million Worth of Game interviewing Melo, and he said that when he was coming into the league, David Stern had a meeting with him and was like, we know who you're hanging out with. We know what they're doing. Like, we're watching you. And if you don't change, like, this is going to be a problem. But he was like, I had no idea. And he basically, like, told me the people I was with and what they're doing. And, like, I had to.
Interesting.
And he was like, yeah, it made sense. Because if you're investing millions and millions of dollars into someone, you want to know what they're doing. But that's where there's probably a difference between
Adam
Stern
Silver
and
wants
Silver.
to be everyone's friend. Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. And he's like partners with everyone, which is fine. Like, I understand we're in a lot better of a player empowerment age, but David Stern, like, I don't know, that probably makes sense to be like, hey, like, young guys with a lot to lose, here's what you have to lose. This is what you should probably do so you don't lose it.
You have to have the overbearing, like, angry militant dad and then the crunchy granola mom.
Yeah.
It takes but good cop, bad cop.
They should make it like the the old trope when a parent catches a kid smoking a cigarette, they make him smoke an entire pack. They should make Ja Morant drive around in only a tank. See how that is.
Yeah,
see how
you
you
go.
like traffic in a tank, bro.
Well, tell you what, we're going to give you a B-2 stealth bomber, and you have to fly it from location to location.
Oh,
It's
you
fully
like
armed.
you like weaponry, Ja?
Yeah, fully armed.
Okay, bro. Let's see if
Yo.
Let's see if you could deal with fucking LA traffic when you're playing the Clippers in a Sherman.
Yeah, load up a Mark 82 on that wing. And how bad do you think Adam Silver was dreading making the call to Giannis to tell him, hey, that triple-double's not going to count?
Oh, yeah. The stat padding is hot in the streets right now.
He definitely had somebody make that call for him.
Yes, stat padding is hot in the streets. People arguing it. I did watch an old clip. Rosillo actually sent it to me of Russell Westbrook stat padding, and it is so fucking funny. He was just passing up like 5-foot bunnies to try to get another assist. Like literally going to the rim hard, and then at the last second just kicking it out to a guy who wasn't even ready to take a three, just hoping that he could get that last assist.
Yeah. I mean, that one season where he was just averaging a triple-double was unreal, but in retrospect, looking back on it, like I was fascinated by triple-doubles then. If there was no such thing as a bad triple-double, and that's kind of like give or take a little bit right now, but they're not all built the same.
And I also kind of respect, in retrospect, Russell Westbrook being like, yeah, my team's not very good. I'm going to get me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go out there and do it for myself.
Couldn't you also say that playing with poor shooters makes it easier for you to get rebounds?
Yeah.
So the worse your teammates are, if you give them bad passes,
true,
then you can get
the rebounds, get that out of the way. Okay.
Speaking of strip club guys, we should, because we make fun of him all the time, James Harden. James Harden had 20 assists last night.
Yeah, he did.
Is James Harden fully back?
The Pacers, that game was
great teammate, James Harden.
In like the 140s. James Harden, future Houston Rocket, which is, it feels like the quiet secret that everyone in the NBA circles are talking about, that he just wants to go back to Houston, which is very funny because it's like, yeah, he's Philly. Strip clubs, Max, and Philly are just not cutting it. They're just not it, okay? You hearing me, Max?
Yeah, there's a lot of season left. We'll see what happens.
No,
the
strip
clubs. You got to up your strip club game a little bit if you want to attract top line.
That would be so funny if a team. I mean, James Harden's on the tail end of his career, but like maybe 5 years ago, like a mayor was like, "We're opening a new strip club."
Well,
for you, James.
Even better than that, teams should open up their own strip clubs.
Yes,
like the next Mark Cuban, the next young owner that comes into the league, they should set up their own strip club that's next to the team facility, and then you just stock them with the best dancers, free alcohol for all your players.
What about to court John Morant?
Yeah,
it's just a strip club laser tag.
There you go.
That would be perfect.
Or
who wouldn't want to go to a strip club laser tag?
I would.
That actually is how do we not have that combo? They did KFC and Taco Bell together.
Yeah.
How do we not have a strip club laser tag?
Dave and Buster's mixed with a whorehouse.
Dude, playing laser tag with naked women. Now we're just describing Dan Bilzerian's house.
Yeah, that's true.
We've gone to the deep parts of our brains.
Yep.
All right.
I would sign with that team.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
And I'm not even that horny.
Speaking of deep parts of our brain, Billy, are you ready? So
yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what's about to happen, Billy has a theory that New York quarterbacks. This was, I think, somewhere in the late part of the season. When he was just trying to grasp at anything for Zach Wilson to not be one of the biggest busts of all time, he was like, well, it's actually the media's fault. So we said, why don't you dig in on that? Why don't you try to find some facts how the New York media is actually at fault for the Jets' poor quarterback play? And you have landed on a report that is titled Jets Landing New Veteran QB. How can the New York media learn from the past and not hamper QB play? So you're actually taking the entire media to task.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically. The written copy has a different title.
Yeah, okay. That was going to be my first question. The written copy is how the New York media ruins Jets quarterbacks. Several case studies.
Yeah.
Several.
The full case studies are in those pamphlets.
And I do love how you're titling it By Billy.
By Billy.
Yes.
By Billy. Okay, all right, so let's hop into it because I have some questions. And yeah, take us away.
So
also, if you're watching on YouTube, we will have the slides so you can follow along. So go subscribe to the YouTube and like the video.
Max, we get that full screens, please.
Okay. Wow, that would have been bad if we didn't have it full screen.
The text gets a little smaller at some points.
Okay. And I'm not saying go fast, but let's go.
Yeah, we'll keep it
quicker.
We'll keep it quick. So next slide. Basically, why do some quarterbacks we're taking a look at quarterbacks back in the past 15 years, so since Brett Favre.
Okay.
Is all our case studies.
Okay.
Basically, there is a common pattern of Jets quarterbacks playing badly, and then once they leave, having some sort of success, or also some a lack of negative portrayal in the media.
Okay, so who has had success?
We can get into that.
Because I'm going
Fitzpatrick had one good year.
through my brain. I hope Geno isn't the case because it took him like 10 years.
Brett Favre had a comparatively better season.
He did. He went to the NFC Championship game.
Do you think that was the evil New York media that went after Brett Favre?
Or do you think
he
it
went
was-
after them in weird ways.
Or do you think it was his injury in Week 11 that year?
Yes.
Okay.
Sanchez is an outlier. We'll talk about
in
why.
that he sucked elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
But also he did decently well in
I think
New
we
York.
have multiple. Okay, yeah, good point.
And then we have Sam Darnold.
Okay,
who
has
is
not done
not,
well.
Not
No.
done better.
No.
We're talking better.
No.
He was
I'd
not
say
no.
better.
he was not awful in a couple games.
But
last
also,
year.
we're not hearing how terrible he is anymore. That's
maybe
the big
that's
one.
because he's not in the New York media.
And he
Yes.
also didn't play half the season.
Right, but when he did play.
Okay.
So-
I'm just Sam Darnold is not better.
Okay. He is arguably a little better. Comparatively.
His last game, week 18 for the Panthers, he was 5 for 15 with 2 interceptions and 43 yards.
He had some other good games though.
He had some
That's
other-
not-
He did
you're
have
cherry
one
picking.
good.
You're
He had
cherry
one
picking.
game where he had 340 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep, there we go.
We don't know the end of the Sam Darnold story.
He's
So
a work in
we'll see.
progress.
That's true. We
yeah.
don't know
We'll
the
see.
end of it.
We'll
Yep.
see. So-
Okay. His completion percentage was 58%. Which
He
is,
has not contracted mononucleosis since leaving the
Exactly.
New York Jets.
So
And again, we probably didn't hear from him because he only played the last 6 weeks of the season.
so this is what I think.
Okay.
This is my thesis. Next slide, Max. Thank you. The New York media sensationalizes quarterbacks' performances to gain clicks and remain competitive in the big media market.
Okay.
The amplification of negative news and critiques elicits greater responses from the consumers, leading to a lack of confidence in the fan base, ultimately resulting in a destructive impact on the team and the quarterback's confidence in the given situation.
Okay.
It's a real chicken or the egg situation.
Yeah.
Do they suck because of the media, or does the media report on them sucking?
Or because Brett Favre got hurt that year when the Jets were 8-3.
When also was spamming dick pics.
Yes, we don't mention that. Next
Okay.
slide. Why is New York different than other markets? It is the media capital of the world.
Okay.
It has 11 major sports teams, most in North America. It has 2 national newspapers based out of here: New York Times, Washington Post.
Are we counting the
Washington-
Islanders in that?
Wall Street Journal.
And fuck the New York Times
Yeah.
for that article that we'll maybe do a Monday reading on, why people don't want to date podcast bros.
It's a major location of cable news networks. This one's the most interesting. The city layout is built in a pre-automobile era.
That's what I'm interested in. I want
Yeah,
to
and
know
that
how
has
that
what
impacts
to
the
do?
Jets quarterbacks. I love it. I love it, Billy.
Who all live in New Jersey.
Right, but they do frequent New York,
Okay.
which is a very walkable city,
Got it.
and they go there for entertainment.
Okay.
So the part with here, why don't we can deconstruct it because it's a little too organized.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Basically,
that's
too
long been,
organized.
We're deconstructing.
that's
We're
long been my
deconstructing.
critique of Billy.
We're
Is
too
deconstructing.
organized.
he's too detail oriented.
basically-
sometimes.
There's several reasons. The media is always because there's more members of the media. There's less of an interpersonal relationship between athletes and reporters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's more reporters, which are all competing for different stories, causing
Okay.
more leaves to
This
be
actually sounds correct.
flipped over,
Okay.
and smaller stories to become bigger headlines.
Yeah.
So you can repeatedly see, we can fast forward a little bit to the, let's say,
Fast
Brett
forward.
Favre slide.
Wait, before we get to Brett Favre, can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
What's the limitation in the study?
Oh, yeah, we should probably bring that up. There's some ethical concerns with the study.
Okay. You use monkeys like Elon Musk?
No, just Jets quarterbacks. So going back,
I-
basically, it's a lot of, how do we say it, non-numeric data.
You also,
Anecdotal.
You also
Anecdotal
had-
is the word you're looking for.
You also
Got it.
said there are more snakes in New York. Was that some Kyrie shit you're on?
No, that's a quote from
Okay,
another.
all right,
That's
okay.
a quote from
All
a
right,
no. That's
Okay,
a
just
quote
wanted to-
from
just
a
wanted to
Will.
check on that one.
That article that is cited in the thing
Okay.
is that it's not that
Okay.
New York has more snakes in the grass. Talking about reporters,
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't have worse snakes in the grass, just more snakes.
What
in the
about this
grass.
entire 3-page section on the Rothschild family?
No, that's not there. That's not there.
So
I'm publishing. Check the blog online.
So the George Soros
no,
chapter
that's
we're taking out. Okay, all right,
no, that wasn't in there. That wasn't in there at
Got it.
all.
There's just more snakes in Williamsburg,
no,
is what Billy's trying to say.
No, next. Okay, wait.
We might have gotten him off his game.
Yeah,
this classic New York
that's-
media of us.
yeah.
I have no idea where you want me to be right now.
I don't know either.
You told me to go to Brett
I don't
Favre,
know.
and then nothing happened from Brett Favre.
No.
Also, Brett Favre did get hurt in Week 11. I think that
I know.
part is just like.
No, there was a really interesting article about how New York was.
It was a UCL injury, wasn't it? It
Yeah,
was his elbow.
He was.
his elbow
They were
was all
8-11, and then they missed the playoffs. They lost to Chad Pennington and the Dolphins in the last game of the season.
Uh,
I was there.
You were.
Yeah.
Wow.
The old Meadowlands.
Are you one of those snakes?
It was my Hanukkah present.
Oh, so, Billy, get him up, lock him up.
No. There's a really good New Yorker article that Will Leitch wrote actually a year ago about how New York used to be the place to be for athletes to want to sign. The money was there, the market was there, but basically the media has become so large and it's become such a business that it's more advantageous for them to, really go into articles.
Wait, so he wrote an entire article that could have just been like, yeah, now athletes can slide into Instagram DMs from Oklahoma City?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. No, but it's actually really interesting. The fan to player interface in New York compared to other places, because it's not, they're not going helicopter to the SUV to the parking lot to the hotel. There's more of a possibility for players to be in a walkable city and interface with fans.
But
more.
they live in New Jersey.
Right, but they come to New York.
I would say that there's more interface in every other city versus New York.
Also,
do you think there's more interface in Green Bay, Wisconsin with the Packers?
No, way less.
I would disagree entirely.
They're like at the grocery store in a town of 100,000 people.
Okay, you know what? There are a couple of things that they're problematic.
Yeah,
here.
Patrick Mahomes definitely gets seen in Kansas City more than people see the Jets quarterback.
It's just big. Well, these are various theories.
Okay,
all right, so I got it.
That's a small one.
Real quick, the
That's
flow
in the
chart
piece.
of how you get from practice to New York City.
Yeah.
You get in a helicopter to go to your car.
I think you think all these guys live in Manhattan.
No, a lot of them do live in New York.
I think you take the car.
A lot of them.
You take the car to the helicopter.
I don't
Yes.
think a lot of them do.
Yeah.
I mean, like Eli lived in Hoboken his entire career.
Okay, basically, let's go back to Brett Favre.
Okay.
Okay, so
this is the anchor. Whenever we have trouble, hit the Brett Favre button.
So Brett Favre, halfway through the season, before he was injured, before anything, he was basically they accused him of giving up secrets to Detroit Lions coaches. He had a conversation with a Detroit Lions coach. This became a huge story, and everyone was basically
That was
accusing
early
him
in the season, right?
Early in the season. So
Was he talking about like building a volleyball facility for his daughter at some point?
no. But at that point, he was not really doing anything wrong. But this random buzz probably was a distraction, and if it wasn't, it became into the minds of fans.
Okay.
So the media dictates what fans kind of think, no matter what, even if quarterbacks try to stray away from it.
So, but he played well after that.
Right. But not to say it wasn't a distraction.
What week was it?
It was week 4.
When he had 6 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had 6 touchdowns that
What
week.
about the next week?
Yeah. He almost broke the record.
Yeah, the week that he had the media criticism?
Right. But
But that was probably the week after he dealt with media criticism. But
basically, Brett Favre was painted
Wait, what
in
kind
a
of-
narrative that we were worse off for Brett Favre.
what kind of
even
plays?
though-
What kind of plays was he giving up to the Detroit Lions, where he was then throwing 6 touchdowns against them? Like, was he going to throw 10 touchdowns
no.
against them if he didn't have that conversation?
No, it was the Cardinals. This was a totally unrelated thing. They were saying that they weren't even playing Detroit. Detroit wasn't playing the Jets, but they were just claiming that he was giving secrets.
Okay.
And
all
the
right.
story came out before the Cardinals game?
Yes.
And then he threw 6 touchdowns.
But then he struggled the game after, and
Got
everyone
it.
like it's just a myriad of things.
Okay,
so
all
it's
right,
like-
all right.
Anyway, Geno Smith was accused that like Jay-Z recruited him to New York. Basically, there's just a
He
lot of
was
stuff
drafted,
that
though.
comes out.
He was drafted. They told him that you're playing for us.
Right. It was a Jets rookie QB Smith. Jay-Z did not recruit me. There's also a list of New York Post articles which I used as sort of what to draw from as like to test the temperature of what's going on in the city.
Got it. Okay.
So then they're just really shit talking Geno Smith. They like crucify him for being
he's
kicked
getting
off
his
a
jaw
plane.
broken.
He got punched.
That was
yeah.
before.
Okay.
This is before.
Okay.
Okay.
The
all
jaw
right.
breaking thing was he was already out.
All right,
He's
okay.
pre-crucified.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Sam Darnold, mono, seeing ghosts, ran out of town.
And he's been incredible since.
Right. And one thing, Zach Wilson is not the only player in the NFL who had a hot mom, but they made his hot mom a bigger story than it should have been.
Now, who are some other examples of players with hot moms?
Or hot sisters.
For my research.
So what I guess my question would be, how did Eli do so well?
Okay, so the Giants is in a different situation because they had the same amount of shortcomings, but Eli Manning was there for a longer period of time and
Right.
solidified himself, right? But he was still driven out of town by the end of the.
Not really. He just was old and couldn't play anymore.
It's a different situation because he was from a pre-social media era.
So this is interesting because I would like to know the difference between
Brett Favre.
the Giants media and the Jets media.
Yeah. Because I feel like Eli is one of the most beloved
Yes.
New York athletes.
And wait, here, Billy, how about this? What's the difference between the Yankees media and the Jets media?
The Yankees
Yankees-
haven't won in a long time.
Well, yeah, no, but they do have 27.
Yeah.
Those rings are real.
Rings
But
fly
this
forever.
is more, I mean, all these are in like the last 12 years,
Okay.
15 years.
Derek
that-
Jeter had a lot of media scrutiny.
Is it the New York media? Is that why the Yankees suck now? Is because of the New York media?
Could be.
It might be.
Also
Yeah.
the Knicks. Although they might be good this year.
But I also cite there's actually like a business.
Are we
study.
done with the PowerPoint? That's my question.
We could just cut this whole thing if we want to. Totally fine with that. I'll just post it as a blog.
I mean, I think the one point that I agree with is that you found that I think is a good premise to jump off of is the idea that there are so many writers competing for clicks and the writers don't have relationships with the players. That I think is you nailed, because that actually makes perfect sense. Where it's like, yeah, I think I when I was perusing your dissertation, you pointed out like a headline that said, Jets win, Geno Smith struggles. Like that writers have to find a way to get people to read their articles, so they can't just be like Jets win. You know what I mean? That was a good point. So I'm giving you a point.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Basically, what I wanted to get to the ending thing and what we should be paying attention now, like when looking for a new quarterback to bring into New York, who could actually deal with all of that? Like, for example, a guy like
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, actually, yeah, because he's already in the flame.
Yeah, that's true.
Jimmy Garoppolo would be more likely to be a lightning rod to attention if he's bringing a porn star out, being a distraction, just like because he's on record doing things that would be tabloid worthy. Lamar Jackson also would be a perfect pick because he's been totally non-controversial except for probably one tweet and being in a Kodak Black video.
Yeah.
Like
what tweet was it from Lamar?
it was
Why the buddy pregnant?
Misinterpretation of jargon.
Oh, that one where he told the guy eat a dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also the Truz Trump. Remember
Yeah.
that one? That's a great.
Yeah.
Why the buddy pregnant? I laugh once a month.
Yeah.
Why the buddy pregnant?
But yeah,
So, all right. So this makes sense, Billy. You found a way to make sense. I think your case studies make no sense. No offense.
True.
But I think the conclusion makes a lot of sense that there are certain guys that are made for the New York media, and Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers being two of those guys.
like Derek Carr would not work.
I would agree.
Too sensitive.
He
Yeah.
cries.
He blocks everybody on Twitter.
Yeah, 100%. Like he
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to. Like his excuses wouldn't suffice for the New York. And the thing is, Aaron Rodgers just doesn't care about it.
Right.
And he's willing to fuck with them.
Yeah. No, I
So-
agree.
You either need someone who's totally, non in the news and doesn't want to really say anything, or someone who's literally just has fun doing it.
Right.
And then just says, it's all fake. It's the mainstream media.
Right. Okay.
Either one works.
So the Jets should actually listen to Billy.
They should in this case.
Because
yeah.
I think you in a galaxy brain way, you wrote a 15-page paper that makes no sense, but your conclusion makes perfect sense, which is actually really all that matters. You stuck the landing.
Yeah,
You stuck the landing.
we got there.
I tend to agree with Big Cat on this, Billy. I think that there's probably some scientific merit to the fact that you do get more clicks on a website if you're writing a negative story,
Correct.
or a salacious story, And in a cutthroat media market like New York, the reporters are less concerned with having those relationships with players, more concerned about their competition against other writers.
Yeah. And a
And
lot
so
of
it's
them.
good. I'll put it this way: if you have a person in New York who's buddy with Zach Wilson and writes like glowing pieces about him, how do you think those are going to do?
Yeah.
Is that going to get more clicks or less clicks than a story about how he might have fucked his friend's hot mom?
Exactly.
Okay.
Also,
job.
And also,
Billy.
look around the league. I bet you tons of quarterbacks in the leagues in the NFL
Have hot moms.
have fucked their friend's hot mom.
yeah, 100%.
Damn, Billy, you did a good job. I'm actually very proud of you.
No, but they're actually
Again, the actual like bones of it make no sense, but
Wait, Billy, aren't you a member of the New York media?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I was trying to do the opposite last season, but then I couldn't
right.
because it wasn't.
Do you think maybe like high expectations for players could that also be a contributing factor?
100%?
Would that-
So when you would say
that-
like their ceiling is Patrick Mahomes, do you
That
think
would be
that could set them up?
That would also be funny if Zach Wilson came out and was like, the only media I consume is Pardon My Take, and I thought I was crushing it.
Yeah.
Like, if I listened to them every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they were saying that I didn't even need to do practice.
But
That
yeah,
could have happened.
Maybe you ruined the Jets, Billy.
I tried not to.
Yeah, that's the other part of this is like maybe the Jets just suck at drafting.
Yep.
Because like you could make the same argument for the Bears or the Commanders and be like, it's the media fault. No, it's actually just the organization is a failure.
It's easier to drive around Chicago, though.
Right.
Yeah,
But
so
that's, I still don't.
Wait, walk me back to the New York City being developed before.
But again,
the
those guys,
automobile.
the Bears players live in Lake Forest. They don't even live downtown. Like same as the Jets players don't live in. That's why I'm saying like Aaron Rodgers definitely gets seen by more people in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Also, what's in there is that there's more of a paparazzi atmosphere in New York for celebrities, so you end up having players who, on a night out, might end up in a
Yep.
paparazzi.
So that's
And
why
that's why
and
the
that-
Los Angeles Rams
they'll
will never win a Super Bowl.
Never. I'll never. The Rams and the
Yeah.
Chargers never.
Yeah, exactly.
We
All
just,
right.
They haven't been there.
So by-
they haven't been there long enough yet for this to impact them.
by this same thread that we're pulling on, couldn't you say the Green Bay Packers, the media in Green Bay is the reason why they've been so good, not their quarterbacks?
Right.
They just have
Yeah.
great writers up there that will be friendly
100%.
to you.
The media makes teams good or bad.
Yeah, our job is more important than the players.
100%.
Thank you for, I agree
Okay.
with that.
All right, good job, Billy. I'm going to give you a 3.7 balls.
I think that's over a C.
Yeah, 3.7 out of 5 balls.
I'm going to give you an F plus 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 plus. That means a B minus.
Sweet.
Hank, would you like to give him a grade?
No.
Okay.
Can I
Incomplete.
get a pass?
Incomplete. That's an incomplete. You got an incomplete.
Actually,
Can I get a pass?
You know what? The name of this whole presentation could be called Pass Fail.
Yeah.
Why New York Jets quarterbacks suck.
Well,
I'm just gonna give the franchise and the whole town in general of New York an F.
The whole town.
I mean, you mentioned they have 11 teams, and I didn't hear any mention of championships.
What about the barbecue? Best barbecue in the world.
True. And whiskey.
And
Bourbon.
racehorses.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Should we do hot seat, cool throne, and then we'll get to Kevin Stefanski? Hank,
Yeah.
would you like to start with a hot seat, cool throne? Good job, Billy. 3.7 out of 5 balls. Like
no, that's huge.
you did a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you did that I'm applauding.
I tried to do something that was kind of impossible.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right. But hey, they thought that the guy that flew an airplane for the first time was crazy.
Yeah, it's
right?
actually the lesson that you learned you should actually throw out, like, because this show is built on saying things having nothing to back them up, is what you essentially did, and then you tried to back it up and it wasn't there. So we just got to remember to never back up anything.
Yep. If you just say it with enough conviction,
Yeah.
that's worth a million reports, a million studies.
Yeah. Also, I screwed up. It was Jeff Neal, not Jeff Lewis. On Monday show.
on for the
Jeff Lewis
UFC?
was the flipping out guy. Remember that show?
For the
That
UFC.
that show ruled. He would just he was just a gay guy who would just get in fights with his housekeeper every morning, then go make $1 million houses.
I did not watch that
Oh,
show,
it was
but
great.
it sounds electric.
It was fucking awesome.
I think the big takeaway from Billy's report is it's better to sound correct than it is to be correct.
correct.
Wait, did I sound correct when
Yeah,
I
you
said
sounded
that?
very
Okay,
correct.
all
The
right,
way you slowed down there
Yep.
was correct.
good. Okay.
I just think if Aaron Rodgers did come to New York, the circus around it would be awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait,
It would be great if he actually did bring a circus to town.
Yeah.
here's my elephant.
Yeah.
Okay, Hank. Hot seat, cool throw.
My hot seat, it's kind of like Bizarro World. We got Billy over here doing works cited pages, writing up a detailed report. And then on the flip side, we have our darling Jake sparking up the internet and firing up.
I had myself on the hot seat for this.
What'd you do, Jake?
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you do?
He's just sending out like crazy slanted political takes on Twitter.
What?
Oh, really?
Okay, so I wrote a blog on this too.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's like going viral.
What happened?
The title of the blog is "I didn't stick to sports for this tweet."
Wait,
and it
no, read
backfired."
the tweet.
Yeah, read the
Okay.
tweet. We
I
need
was
to see
just
the tweet.
introducing it to it. Not
No,
a political.
It's not the blog. It's the tweet.
Not a
Okay.
political tweet. This was an elite segment with an elite name, Barackatology.
Oh.
With a picture
damn.
of Obama filling out his bracket.
Oh, you got real political.
Yeah.
You got real political.
And there's a lot of people being sarcastic in the replies, Hank being one of them. But some people, like, they're just fighting with each other, like actual politics.
oh.
Yeah.
In the replies.
Wow.
So I remember that segment. It was him and Andy Katz, right?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
Oval Office. And he did like a 30-minute bracket. My problem with his bracket, if I remember it correctly, this motherfucker took all the chalk.
You know what I call
He
him?
Dickie V'd it.
Barack Obama.
Oh,
Pachaco, yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, he had like,
Yeah.
I think his only upset was he had Nova advancing to the Sweet 16, right? Over someone, I
He
forget.
did it every year, but yes, it was mostly top seeds advancing.
And people were like, how he should be spending his time killing Bin Laden again instead of making this bracket.
We really missed out. Like Trump never filling out a bracket. He should have released the perfect bracket
And I
after
said in the
every
blog,
NCAA
I
tournament.
said in the
been
blog,
like,
if
see?
Trump or Biden did this, I would think it's equally as entertaining.
Well, no,
Trump
because it doesn't have the
University,
name.
8 seed.
Well, they would have to have a name.
Yeah.
But the segment itself.
Got it.
So, like, it was not a political
It sounds
intent,
political to me.
but some people are mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy said, I'm just trying to enjoy a sunny Tuesday morning, and now I have to think about innocent people killed by drones around the world.
Yeah, you did
Because of
that
your
to
tweet.
him. You did that to him.
Thank you, Jake.
Wow.
Very cool.
Way to go, Jake.
Not great, but
Way to go.
sorry. Everyone says I'm the favorite for Lib of the Year in 2023.
I would
Take
say
me.
you're definitely at the forefront.
How often do you watch that Barackatology?
I mean,
Leftists listen to podcasts too, Jake.
It's a callback to a few weeks ago for those who missed that. But I just watched it on YouTube today.
You
Yeah.
did?
Did you?
Why?
It's a cool segment.
Another guy filling out his bracket?
What?
At the
It's
end
a
of the
5-minute segment.
at the end of the day,
What
it's
made you think like, oh, you know
another-
what? Like,
like we talk
let's
about
pull
this.
up Obama's bracket.
I didn't watch the
Yeah.
whole thing. I was just like scrolled through it, like just to embed it in the blog.
What was your favorite part?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just like
I
talking
can't
ball.
think of anything more boring.
Let's be clear. UNC's got a great front court.
Yeah, like it was a cool segment. Like just nothing else to it. I didn't expect it to take off like that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched one because I'm thinking about it, and I mean I saw the pictures, but
It was on
yeah, I don't
SportsCenter
give a
all
fuck
the
what he
time.
picks.
I'm pretty sure that George Bush did it too.
Yeah.
At least one year when he was in office.
Is it
But did
Funny
you write a
Jake-
blog about
Funny
that?
Yeah, Funny Jake's not talking about that. Huh. It just makes you think. All right, you're cool throwing, Hank?
My cool throne that would be on the hot seat if we were doing this 6 years ago, but I don't want to get in trouble. But Sister Jean.
Yeah, I had her also.
on
Why,
the
is
hot
she
seat.
dead?
No, but I mean,
She's dying?
Look
The-
at
the-
look,
Well,
listen,
shit, that's what old people do. They die.
the Gryffindor witch herself is back, and
They lost, though.
Yes, they're eliminated.
They're
but
already
she was
eliminated.
present at the A10 first round tournament.
So she
today.
fell off.
physically.
Physically present?
she lost her touch.
Yeah, I mean, it is, like, how old is she now?
I think
I'm
she's
looking now.
She looks like
99.
Strigan.
103.
She looks
Ooh.
like Striganona. In this
And she
picture.
Come on.
just wrote a book too.
Over 100 is running up the score.
Someone wrote a book. You shouldn't write a book if you're 100 years
Anything
old.
over 90 is running up the score. It's like, all right, enough already.
This is from the AP. At age 103, Sister Jean awakes daily at 5 a.m. She sits up quickly to avoid going to sleep again. I've got too much to do, she says.
That's great.
That's like
That
the
actually
funny
is
thing is,
awesome.
Sister Jean is probably by most metrics healthier than I am.
Yes.
I see
She's
that in
just-
this picture.
She's got a much better grasp on reality and how to go about your day than I do. Like waking up,
Oh, I still would.
and then going back to sleep immediately thereafter is the best way to start your day.
I still would. You can put that on the bonks. That's fine. I'm going to tweet that. Still would.
She's a witch.
Oh. All right. PFT.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Sister Jean as well. But I guess for my hot seat, I'll just do the entire NBA.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, I had this as part of mine
because
too. Yeah.
Bronny's better.
Yeah.
Bronny's better, and that shit lightweight hilarious.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to start using lightweight in terms of low key.
What did he say?
He said that LeBron James is watching the NBA
Because he's hurt.
because he's hurt and he's not playing right now. And he said, man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit, lightweight hilarious. 4 crying emojis.
I mean, LeBron James does know basketball.
I love.
He doesn't have a dog in this fight.
No, he does
He's
not.
being unbiased.
I tend to agree with LeBron James that shit is lightweight hilarious. Like, imagine Bronny in the NBA, right? I do want to see, and LeBron is definitely acting as his son's marketing team, which I understand. Your dad should be your biggest promoter, and he's trying to get LeBron James Jr. or Bronny drafted, as opposed to well, in a way, couldn't you look at this and be like, he doesn't want his son to get an education?
How is LeBron different than LeVar Ball?
That's a fair question. One is good at basketball. That's the biggest thing that
They
jumped
both
out to
played
me.
pro.
Yeah, one is really. LeVar,
No,
LeVar Ball
LeVar.
did not play.
No, I'm
pro.
saying LeVar Ball is the one that's really good at basketball. He said that he could beat
Yeah.
anybody, including
Where
Michael
did
Jordan
LeVar
one-on-one.
Ball play?
He played for the Jets practice squad.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Never lost.
Yeah, never lost. He averaged like
But
2
that's-
points at Washington State.
He probably didn't make it because of the New York media, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
for the
true.
Jets. And then my hot seat is also going to be the NBA because Scott Foster's on his bullshit again. All-time performance by Scott Foster last night. He teed up, was it Scotty Barnes with like 20 seconds left in the game?
Yeah.
Teed him up, then kind of chased him down and talked shit to him on the way out. Don't know what Scotty said. He was surprised. All of his teammates were surprised. The rest of the referees were surprised that Scott Foster teed him up, threw him out of the game. I know that a lot of people are like, hey, listen, nobody goes to games to watch Scott Foster. I do watch games to watch Scott Foster.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when he's deep in his bag and like pulling out his A game. This was awesome. I love Scott Foster. It's good, I'll put it this way, it's good to have one Scott Foster in the league. You don't want to have like a bunch of refs that are copycat Scott Fosters. But having this one wild card, as a fan of chaos, I love rooting for Scott Foster. He is arguably the greatest to ever do it in terms of having a thin skin
That's
and being a
facts.
really shitty referee.
Yes.
But he is very much himself. He's one of one, and you have to appreciate greatness in that moment.
It's good to
Kinda
have
like
one
Joe
of them.
West.
Yeah,
like Joe
right.
West. When it's Joe West and Angel Cabrera at the same time, that's too much.
Yeah.
But I like having one guy that really sucks.
Like, this is, you guys are all here for me.
that we can watch him and be like, go Scott, go.
Yes.
And so Scott was in rare form last night.
I
so
agree with that.
Shout out Scott Foster. I hope you continue this through the postseason.
Yes, I'd agree with that. All right, my hot seat is friend of the program, recurring guest. Hopefully we'll have him back on for NBA playoffs. JJ Redick. He and Kendrick Perkins like got actually upset at each other on First Take. We got to have JJ back on to just remind him that like First Take, you don't have to take it seriously because he got upset and they're arguing about MVPs. I think Kendrick Perkins alluded to maybe the MVP voters being biased towards white guys. And then it devolved into like an argument that even Stephen A. Smith looked uncomfortable, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
So I also have a take. The MVP is just way overrated. Besides the team, like if your player wins the MVP, that's awesome. But like in terms of a league-wide discussion, I just don't care who wins the MVP. I don't care who wins the title.
You know how you can tell who's going to be second place in the MVP voting? The guy whose fans are chanting MVP
Right.
when they're at the foul line.
Right.
That should actually be the qualification. Like, if you're that guy, then you're probably not the MVP because your fans are trying really hard to push you over
Right.
the edge, and they're mad about it. Also, JJ does need to remind himself sometimes that First Take is the opposite of news.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of being informed about things.
We got to just get him
Again,
back on track.
JJ, it's better to sound correct than it is to be correct.
Correct. You did it again.
Thank you.
You fucking did it
Thank
again.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just like think about it. Like, can you remember every MVP? If a player you root for wins an MVP, that's awesome. But everyone would rather win a title than an MVP. And we
Yeah.
spend so much time talking about MVPs. What, Hank?
I mean, it's a big award.
It is a big award, but at the end of the day, like, is it the most memorable thing that, like, we spend so much time talking about MVPs, and then like, who was the MVP in the NFL 4 years ago?
2000. I'm going to guess Patrick Mahomes.
Probably. Who was the MVP in the NBA 4 years ago?
Delhi.
I rest my case.
Russell
That was
Westbrook?
maybe Giannis. I think that was Giannis. So
Was
I guess
that
I
Giannis
do
year?
remember. Yeah, Giannis went back to
So
back.
I disagree with
guess
Big Cat.
I do remember.
I disagree that it's overrated. I think the MVP is like a very prestigious award, but we often do. It's followed up with the comment that it's a regular season award.
What awards aren't overrated?
Winning
Actually-
the title. Champion.
Award.
Champion.
What award?
Winning the award of
Season awards.
champion.
Purple Heart?
Purple Heart is not overrated.
Yeah.
Keys to the City, not overrated.
Pizza parties?
I mean, it's literally not even the keys to the city,
I literally have a key to Toledo.
but you couldn't get in if you used
I
it.
could open every door. I walk up and I say, "This is the key to the city. Open your fucking door," and they open the door. All right, so maybe
Defensive Player of the Year
All right, okay, so
overrated?
here, all right, correcting my own take. Maybe MVPs aren't overrated, but the discussion about them is overrated. Because I
Okay.
feel like we spend a lot of time talking about an MVP that most people, like, at the end of the day, then the playoffs start and it's like, yeah, this is what we're playing for.
Yeah, that's true. So for the record,
It's a
when
regular
we're
season
discussing LeBron versus Jordan, let's throw out Jordan's MVPs.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's still 6-0 in the finals.
Okay.
And
I just wanted.
LeBron's
I
what,
want,
how many? What's
make that
LeBron in
clear.
the finals?
I think like 3-13 or something.
Exactly. Rest our case. Yeah.
4.
No,
sorry.
no,
Well,
no.
no, 3.5.
No,
3
three and a half and 14 is really what it is. All right, Billy.
My first hot
Well,
seat.
also, if he's playing 23 of the most important games of his career, you count all those losses as essentially finals losses.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
First hot seat is my tongue for Billy Style cheesesteaks this Thursday. There's multiple cheesesteak carts around New York City, and Jake and I will be at a random one at 11 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday.
Find Billy and Jake.
Yeah,
I love
It's
it.
like, where's Waldo?
serving up
And
cheesesteaks.
you're going to lick people?
Yeah, why's your tongue on the hot seat? You
I
got
was
HPV?
trying to- I
Michael
needed a hot
Douglas?
You're going
seat.
to make out with them?
I needed a hot seat.
Are you going
A
to
hot
eat one
seat for
Billy
your
style?
tongue?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat one Billy Style. That's exactly.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where's the hot sauce?
Are you sure you're signing up for that?
11 a.m. At 11 a.m. on Thursday. Sign it up. There's a bunch around the city. If you see them, take a picture, tweet them at us, and we'll be retweeting them. And my cool throne is Toradol. That shit really works.
You tried some?
I've taken 2 Toradol shots in the past week.
Is that how you got the report done?
No, I had hives,
Okay.
but
we-
it fucking works.
Can we see your back?
We gotta blur it. 'cause
Okay.
It's
Oh,
disgusting.
yeah, we'll
All right,
definitely
we'll blur
blur
it.
it. We'll 100%
Max, can you
Yeah,
blur
Max,
Billy's
blur
back?
this, please.
All right, let's see.
Oh, what the fuck,
Let me
dude?
see them.
Yeah,
let's, see,
dude.
let's see your back.
No,
I've been-
show Hank and Max. Show the camera.
I've been
too,
taking
so we-
tons of Benadryl.
You got to show the camera so we know what to blur. Show the camera. Max, zoom in so we know what to blur.
My laundromat did a low water setting and the detergent was too high.
Whatever you're
All right,
thinking
you got
out
that,
there.
Max,
wh-
you got that shot?
Everybody
All
at
right,
home,
we'll
for the
blur that.
record, Billy does not have monkeypox. Stop putting it in the news that he has
Okay.
monkeypox.
It wasn't a monkey.
Right. There never was a monkey. Not one iota.
Not one monkey involved.
Yes. Yeah.
But Toradol actually is insane how much it works.
Wait, so that's unrelated to the fleas?
I thought it was the fleas, but turns out during the Hoboken water main break.
so Whitey doesn't work at a flea factory?
No, and he didn't have fleas.
What's he been doing all day?
I took him to the groomer.
He's been leaving
He's-
your apartment
he's
every
actually-
morning with his suitcase.
He's actually been
and then just
working
hanging
hard.
out in a park.
He's actually been working hard lately, and he actually works for us.
Whitey's got
Coming up
a job.
soon.
Fair point.
He works for us.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say for Firefest, but yeah. So anyway, there's a water main break. My laundromat did a low water cycle, so they use the same amount of detergent with less water. And I guess I'm allergic to high concentrations of whatever they used.
Damn, dude.
So then I've been sleeping in my bed thinking I had fleas, but I was just getting burnt by my bed.
Billy's.
detergent.
Apologize.
You've always been a low concentration guy.
Yeah,
Do they give you like
I'll
a
admit
free
to
load
that.
for that?
I don't even want to deal with it. I feel bad for them because they had no water.
They struggle with load management.
Yeah, they had no water that day. So I don't know. It's not their fault. It's PSEG's fault.
We all know
They
what
broke
that
the
is.
water main.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway,
P-
Toradol
fucking
actually
PSEG.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
I was like itching my face off, and then Toradol it all went away.
I mean, Yeah, you didn't have to take Toradol to know that. I mean, if every NFL player is like, it's the best feeling thing in the world.
I know, but
before you
how
go
many?
out there.
Yeah, how many of us have like done Toradol before?
I actually don't think that it's
So
monkeypox.
sick. Yeah, that's sick, bro.
I think it's cordyceps.
Okay.
Okay.
click.
All right, Jake, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat's retirement. There was a report that Tom Brady would be
Oh,
unretiring
yeah.
again and possibly coming to the Dolphins. However, 3 hours ago, Tom Brady tweeted, "Anyone who thinks I have time to come back to the NFL has never adopted a 2-month-old kitten for their daughter."
Oh,
seems
slashed on a stand-up career. Did you also? This was Rich Eisen had like his 5 rumors he heard in Indy, and one of them was that Phil Rivers was also reaching out to teams last year.
So we could be back on.
I like that. It bummed me out when I saw that no team wanted him.
I'm sure they just couldn't afford him.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. A lot of daycare.
A lot of kids.
Yeah.
So wait, Tom Brady.
Not unretired.
What does that mean when he says no one has ever come back to work after getting their daughter a 2-month-old kitten? What does that have to
I
do
guess
with it?
he means
It's a lot of
his
work?
schedule's more filled now.
Yeah.
But it's a
But
cat. It shits in
You
your house.
definitely
You don't
should
have to
still
let
have
it out.
time to do practice broadcasts, right, Tom?
It's paternity leave.
Yeah.
He can't come back.
Yeah. My cool throne
Dude,
is
swimming in new pussy.
Yeah.
My cool throne is Bob Costas. He received a lot of heat for his broadcast work over the MLB playoffs, and he admitted in an interview that he was off his game.
Oh shit, pink eye.
No, he says it's the same
Detergent
philosophy,
issue.
same approach, but I wasn't nailing it. It didn't have the same flow and rhythm to it. There were a few awkward moments. So that's accountability right there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
From a
Jake,
fellow Newhouse
It's
alum.
more accountability than you'd ever hold on him.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
yeah.
Like you still won't say Bob Costas sucked after he
Bob
just
Costas
said it.
says he sucked.
You're right. Exactly. So I proved my point.
Jake,
Yeah.
what about this? You know who else was in the news recently?
Oh.
Another broadcaster trying to make his way back to the big time.
Tom Brenneman.
Tom Brenneman.
Oh yeah, he's trying to come back.
Where do
Yeah.
you stand on Tom Brenneman coming back?
Oh, Jake,
putting
answer
me on the spot
carefully.
here.
No, you have to have you gotta have a take on this,
We
Jake.
have a lot of listeners in San Francisco.
There's a saying.
Oh
God.
no.
Is it about a city?
What?
Okay, no,
Go ahead.
There's a saying that everyone deserves a second chance.
Okay, you almost said Sexton chance.
Second chance.
Wow.
Should we get Joey in here for this?
Yeah.
Get Pat and Joey?
I guess it depends on the gig.
Okay, this is.
I don't know.
So for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They already hired someone.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, yeah. Didn't Chip Carey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, fuck it. I don't care. Bring him back.
He's done his time.
Yeah, like it's also like don't even make an announcement about it.
Well, it's the
just
Ra-
have him just be announcing like the Panthers versus Cardinals next year
Or I mean, it's
at 3:00, and we'll be like, all right, cool.
it's
He's
the
back.
it's the Reds.
Yeah.
If Cincinnati all got together and they're like, hey, let's just agree to not publicize the fact that Tom
Right.
Brennan's back.
Just
on the air.
slip him back in.
They could keep that a pretty good secret, I
Right,
think.
right.
How many people are tuning in out of market to watch Reds games?
He's got to come to the Phillies.
Why?
Castellanos.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
Oh.
That would be great.
He should just follow wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And there's a deep drive up a guy's butthole.
All right. So yeah, I stand on just slipping back in. Jake, non-answer.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
But
Hitler?
But
But we've got to see that he's made those strides in the people that he's hurt.
what do you need to see?
yeah, does he have to fuck a guy? Would that make you happy, Jake?
I think he has to take it.
I'm going to no comment here.
We've successfully put Jake in a very bad
Yes,
corner.
You guys are very good at this.
All right, okay, let's get to our interview with Kevin Stefanski, head coach of the Cleveland Browns. It's brought to you by our friends at Omega Accounting Solutions. Attention small business owners, you may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee through the employee retention credit. You are a responsible business owner who continue to pay taxes and employ staff during the pandemic. Well, you can recover the payroll taxes you overpaid as a refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Omega Accounting Solutions helps get back the money you deserve through the CARES Act. All it takes is a quick, easy, and free 10-minute consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is a small business champion with teams dedicated to maximizing tax credits. CPAs even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Don't miss out on your small business tax credit. Even if you got the PPP loan, there's still time to find out if you qualify and file your claim. Call 855-505-DAVE or visit omegataxcredits.com/barstool now. That's 855-505-DAVE, or visit omegataxcredits.com/barstool sports right now. Okay, here he is, Kevin Stefanski. Okay, we now welcome on very special guest. It is head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. Thank you for coming on, Coach. Do you want to do the hard question first or the easy question?
Hard one.
All right, let's rip it off. All right, so we sometimes like to just be honest with our guests, things that we've said. So I'm going to read a tweet to you from December 26, 2022. It says, Browns versus Saints was a battle of who can be the dumber piece of shit head coach. Somehow Dennis Allen came to his senses before Stefanski. Thoughts?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, when you lose, everything's fair game. So fair. I'd agree.
Well, there were two losers in that game. Do you remember how that played out? That
Yes.
was the game.
I do.
That was the game
hope.
where I think everybody that was watching it was just screaming at the TV, no matter who you rooted for, run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
don't you run the damn ball?
It was hard in that game to run the damn ball. They knew that it was very hard to pass, so they were bringing safeties very close to that line of scrimmage. So you're thinking, all right, the wind's died down. We got the wind with us. Let's try this. Obviously, it didn't work. So then you work backwards. You're like, okay, what could we have done differently? And yes, running the damn ball in some situations would have helped in that game.
Yeah, so it must be difficult. Like it's great that you have these two unbelievable running backs, but do you ever find it? We're football dummies. We are fans at our core. And the one complaint every fan can always have is like, why don't you run the ball more? So is it difficult sometimes? Are you ever like on the sideline like, fuck, they probably just want me to run the ball. I'll just run the ball. Like, they can't get mad at me if I run the ball.
No, I think we're unique in how having Nick Chubb and having that offensive line. I think the fun part for us is running the ball in the fourth quarter when you have that lead and you can go lean on people, which not many teams have that luxury. But there's certainly high leverage moments down near the goal line, third down. Like, you're always thinking about Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Are you open to putting on your play sheet next year, just as a reminder? You know how Matt Nagy has BU? You should just have run the damn ball.
I hear, that's definitely something that I'll hear. You know, it's a refrain of our fans oftentimes.
Yep.
I'm like, score points.
Yeah.
I want to write that on the call sheet.
That
like,
works too.
Any which way you can.
But what about this for analytics? Teams that run the ball more win at a higher rate in the NFL than teams that run the ball less.
Yeah, is that the whole causation versus?
Yes.
Yeah, it is,
Yes.
but it's also true.
Yeah.
So
You know, I remember somebody
you are
once
an
said
Ivy
they're
League
like,
guy. That was very smart.
they said when Nick Chubb rushes the ball this many times, you win. I'm like, we should start the game with 24 straight Nick rushes. And see what happens.
Yes.
We may be down by a couple scores, but you know.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. When I watch the mic'd ups with Chubb, he doesn't really say anything. He's just like breathing hard, and then occasionally be like, "Yeah," after like a good play. Is he more talkative than that around you, around people that he knows?
He's definitely more talkative when he's comfortable. Nick is a unique person. I mean, he's a man of few words, and I always tell people like, he's not low maintenance, he's no maintenance. He shows up, he doesn't wear gloves, you know, he kind of is always what he's supposed to wear out at practice. He's in stretch lines, like whatever you ask him to do, he's just going to do it. But he's got personality off the field. I just don't think he lets people in very easily.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever given the speech like if we had 53 Nick Chubbs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I get around town, I always get Nick Chubb's my favorite player. I'm like, mine too.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. All right, so since we're doing a little analytics, you did go to Penn, no big deal, Ivy League. Like what? Like the 7th Ivy League? That's not.
It's
Well,
Ivy
it's
League
gotta be,
adjacent.
like what? It's Harvard,
It's
Yale.
the southernmost Ivy. is what it
Okay,
is.
but it's you probably ahead of Cornell. That's it, right?
Yeah, Cornell doesn't count.
Yeah,
No.
Cornell.
Dartmouth definitely ahead of Dartmouth.
Yeah, maybe ahead
Yeah.
of Dartmouth.
Everybody always talks about HYP, Harvard, Yale, Princeton.
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're somewhere shortly thereafter.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Yeah, Columbia, I'd say, is ahead of you. But either way, Ivy League nonetheless, barely Ivy League, safety school of Ivy League. Let me throw an analytics question to you.
Okay.
Game situation, okay? It is, you're down 8 points, okay? You have all 3 of your timeouts? All 3 of your timeouts? I think so.
2 minimum. But
Two,
let's
yeah,
just
so let's say
3.
3 timeouts.
Okay.
There's about 1 minute and 48 seconds left.
Okay.
You are on 4th and goal on the 8-yard line. You're down 8.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, you can kick the field goal and then hope that you get the onside kick and
Well, you have all
Outside
3
field goal,
timeouts, so you
yeah.
could,
or you kick the ball deep and use all 3 and hope you get the ball back.
No, you're going in. You're close to.
Did this ever
Yeah.
happen in any games?
No games.
Not in any like high-profile playoff games or anything like that.
No
Not that I
championship games,
Yeah.
no NFC championship
I think
games.
when you get low down, I do know this. As you get lower down in the red zone, like you got to take your shot a lot of times. Now that's
Not
not
if
every
your
time.
quarterback doesn't believe in that
Yeah.
sort of
And
thing.
I'm not speaking to any example, but I will say this: that inside when you get low, that 8-yard line, it is difficult. There's not a lot of plays that you love to be able to hold on the ball, but. To your point, if you don't get it, now you can use your 3 timeouts and maybe get the ball back.
So when we are sitting on the couch and like say it's 3rd and goal from the 5 and you get a 5-yard penalty, I always am like, good, more room. Is that right?
No, it's not, because it takes you longer. Your eligible players, it takes them longer to get into the end zone. But it's, I'll tell you what, those decisions, it's sometimes you're like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Ultimately, we try to bet on the players as much as you can and trust the guys.
So how does that work for you specifically on the sideline? Do you have your offensive coordinator in your ear? Do you have an analytics guy in your ear?
We have a game management coach up in the booth who's, the way we work our 4th down decisions, at least we use the red, yellow, green scale, which, can we understand that one?
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
like
safe.
a stoplight. Yep, got
There
it.
you go, yeah. So we'll oftentimes like say, hey, you're green at 3, meaning 4th and 3, 2 or 1, you're green. All these decisions you make during the week, because you look at the game, you look at the matchup, you look at the weather, and you basically come out and say, okay, how many points do we need to score? How's our matchup on defense? Those type of things. Because it's hard. Now there's times when it's yellow, and that's the true gut. But when it's pretty clear that you should go for it based on the information you have available to you, it speeds up your process.
Yeah.
What about the timeout aspect of the game? Do you ever? I've always said that like coaches should play Madden in the off season just to put yourself in those game situations.
Honestly, so I grew up playing Madden. I really believe our generation is maybe a little bit better at game management because we've done that, because we know when you're down 10 and you got, hey, I'm going to kick the field goal now and then I'm going to get the onside, I got to get the 7 later. I do think all those games, I know it's silly, but I do think that all helps when it comes to game management.
What about if you're down by 14 points, 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter, you're going in, you score a touchdown. Do you go for 2 or do you kick an extra point?
I think you go for 2 in
Yes.
that situation.
Correct.
Now, the
You could
beauty
be a head
for
coach
me,
someday.
the
Yeah,
beauty
Penn's
for
not
me
that
is,
bad.
but the nice part is you have somebody up in the booth that's helping you with all these decisions, so you don't have to make them all in the moment.
Yeah.
Because, as you guys know, like you make a decision when it works, you're really smart. When it doesn't work, you're getting text messages or you're getting tweets from Big Cat.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So wait, I you said something there about Madden that reminded me. You're cosplaying as an older guy with your beard. Because I remember we had that revelation. We're like, wait, we're the same age as Kevin Stefanski. This isn't fair. Why do you are a young-looking guy, except your beard is gray?
Thank you, I think.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think you're doing it on purpose, so people are like, oh, he's been around forever.
Oh, maybe I should. So should I dye it? Is it blonde? First of all, I tell my kids it's blonde. It's not gray.
Okay, yep,
Okay.
that is smart.
Should I go grayer or should I?
I think it's a good amount of gray. You don't want to end up like Hank, but I think that with your face, I think our theory was that you were dyeing your beard gray.
Yeah.
That it
And it
wasn't
is
a
a
natural
compliment
thing.
because we're saying basically you're way younger than maybe your beard looks. Like I'll get the reverse where I'll say I'm 38 and people are like, I thought you were 50. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to the beard, it's like I don't like to shave.
Mm-hmm,
So
same.
when you just let it grow out and then you get to trim it every week or so it just kind of takes away a day of maintenance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a schedule in place, like you know that you should trim it 2 days before game day because there's going to be all
No,
these
but
HD
I have
cameras?
an unbelievable barber that I go to. Can I give him a plug?
Yeah, shout him out.
Sean Gormley. He's the Irish barber in Rocky River, Ohio. He has a pub right next door to the barbershop that he also owns, so you can have a pint while you're getting your haircut.
All right, make sure we bleep all that.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like the perfect barbershop.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
You're just sitting there and drinking a beer and having. Sometimes I like to almost close my eyes and just take a little.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, take a little snooze. All right, so your career is fascinating to me because you were with the Vikings for a very long time, and you survived 3 different head coaches. How? Like that is you never really see that happen where guys are able to stay in the building. So you must have something to you that has people being like, I believe in him. I want him to stick around. I don't want to throw him out.
Dirt on the owner type
Yeah,
stuff?
I don't know.
Like,
You
maybe.
tell me if you want to say that. Sure.
You know, the first change, I went from Brad Childress to Leslie Frazier. Leslie was the defensive coordinator, so he retained a bunch of guys. And then Coach Zim came in. He had a lot of defensive coaches, maybe didn't have as many offensive coaches, so I was very fortunate to interview with him and stick on as his tight end coach, I guess, back then. There's no secret. I'm so lucky in that. And I got to stay in one place for whatever it was, 15 years. Worked with different offensive coordinators. Most people, when you do that, you have to move like 6 times to get the type of experience I had. So I was the lucky one. There's somebody that's the opposite that moved 6 times. I got to stay there.
Yeah.
So when you started, I read a story that you met Brad Childress, and you made such an impression on him that he was like, I'm going to hire this guy. Do you remember that meeting?
Well, I interned with the Eagles. So I get out of college. I have no idea what I want to do. So I get into commercial real estate, which is a really fascinating industry. And I very quickly realized, like, I don't want to do this. I know I didn't want to do that. So I love football, had played it in college. So the opportunity came to intern with the Eagles. And I went up there in the summer of 2005. This was the crazy TO summer. Remember the sit-ups in the driveway? So I was up there for that. And yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't like one meeting with Coach Childress, but at some point we must have crossed paths. And when he got the job, he gave me a call to come join him.
Yeah. That's incredible.
And then you were in Minnesota when Brett Favre came to town.
I was.
Were you involved in the recruiting process for Brett?
Not the recruiting process, but I was in the quarterback room. That was my first year on the offensive staff. Was 2009. Here I am, a fly on the wall. It was Brett Favre, Tavares Jackson, Sage Rosenfels, Kevin Rogers was the quarterback coach. I got to sit back there, not say a word. I just watched it all, and like, Brett was incredible. What struck me a bunch about him, but he had seen so much football, and it was just like he'd rattle off a look. He's like, "Yeah, they did that in whatever year, '96. We killed the Bears. Sorry, when they brought that defense versus us. Like he just had this Rolodex memory of things that he had seen through his career. But he was great to me. For a young coach to watch how it was done at a high level was unbelievable.
So along those same lines, you were on the sideline for Bountygate.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Were you at any point like, what's going on here? They're trying to kill him?
Well, I think back then and even now, like, they're trying to hit every defense is trying to hit the quarterback. I mean, Brett came out of that game. His ankle was black and blue, this big. I think he would have played in the Super Bowl, but you weren't surprised that they were trying to hit the quarterback. I mean, that game, what I remember about that is, so I'm the assistant quarterback coach or whatever my title was, and we went, because it was so loud, we went to a wristband for the first time all season. So I'm in charge of putting the wristband together. So I'm on the bus to the stadium reading the call sheet, reading the wristband to just make sure it all matches up, because my biggest fear in my life, obviously, is they call, hey, wristband number 2, and it's a different play. So I was like, that entire game, I'm scared to death. How many times do you think we used that wristband in the game? Zero. So all that stress that brought the gray out of my beard.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a stressful game. I also have a theory on that game. Adrian Peterson took a picture. I think it was either earlier in that day or the day before, eating French fries on Bourbon Street, and then he fumbled twice. You're
saying greasy fingers?
Yeah, I do. I really do think that matters.
Yeah, man.
You can tell me I'm dumb, but those things matter.
Yeah, we turned the ball over too many times. I think we fumbled going in I think we maybe turned it over 4 times. We were handing the ball to Percy Harvin a bunch. That was the crazy game, and then they changed the overtime rules, if you remember, because we didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
They got the ball. They had a big 3rd and 1 conversion that they got, and then they kicked that walk-off field goal.
Yeah. So, all right, so other famous Vikings moment. Were you the one who puked when Teddy Bridgewater hurt his knee in practice?
No, but I was coaching the tight ends at the time, and on that play, the tight end was coming across the formation, and my biggest fear was that the tight end clipped heels with Teddy, and luckily, watching the tape, it was non-contact. That was horrible, and what that resonated with me is, like, Teddy is one of the most amazing people. Like, his teammates don't like him, they love him, they adore him. To see him in pain and to see how, like, just nasty that injury was, like, that took a lot out of the team. Like, Coach Zim brought the team right inside. He's like, we can't practice after witnessing that. It'd be impossible.
Yeah, the real tragedy was we were actually on a plane to come and interview Teddy and Zim. I don't know if you remember us in the building there. Yeah, they stashed us away. For the next 3 days, we were in, like, the bowels of your practice facility. They were like, how about Blair Walsh? That was literally what happened.
No one would look at us. It felt like a funeral around there.
It was bad. It was bad.
I mean, and because
Teddy is
expectations
the
were high, and again, just the person that Teddy is, that's what made it so hard.
You could tell that everyone just loves Teddy. And we also, the most shocking thing on that trip is we walked in and Mike Zimmer's car was parked in front, and he had like, I think it was probably 9 or 10 bags of Red Man.
Conservatively,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were just like,
the
what
entire
the
center
hell?
console was just overflowing with empty bags of
And
Red Man
camo
shit.
on the side of the
Yes,
truck.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'd like to go back a little bit further, if we could, back to your high school days, because you were a very good football player. Was it St. Joseph's?
St. Joe's Prep.
St. Joe's Prep.
Colleague of you guys.
Roan?
Roan.
Yeah,
Roan,
Roan.
yeah.
And
Yep.
Bob Lang.
Bullet Bob Lang.
Yeah, yes.
And for a while, Joe Judge. Yes. So Joe Judge was on your team, right?
We were together freshman year, and then he transferred.
Because you beat him out for the starting position.
Oh, hell yes.
No, that was a crazy time. It's amazing that we played against each other when he was with the Giants. I was with Cleveland. It was amazing that here are two guys that were in the same class together. But Joe transferred. He had some stuff going on with his family, and he had to transfer. Now Joe's older brother Jim and I played together. He was, I think, 2 years older than us, but. I know that's the story out there, but I will debunk it this time. I'll officially debunk.
I'd like to continue with my theory that
I know you will.
Yeah.
beat him out, and I'm just going to pretend that you didn't say any of
Yeah.
that.
So along those lines, I had this conversation when I ran into you on vacation. We didn't vacation together, but I did run into you on vacation. You're from Philly. Your family's Eagles fans.
Yeah.
The NFC Championship game when the Eagles killed the Vikings.
Bringing out all the best ones. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you tell like some of your family members could you tell the ride or die people like
you find
my
out.
cousin, he's definitely rooting
Yeah,
for the
you
Eagles
find out,
today.
especially my friends, you find
Yeah.
out who's with you and who's against you. That was if you remember that game, I had a good buddy that was at that game that was a Vikings fan, and he was wearing all Vikings gear, which I told him not to. I know
Yep.
that city very well. So sure enough, we go down the field and it's 7-0 after the first drive. And then all hell breaks loose. So I forget what the final score was, but he was in the bathroom in the third quarter. Okay, and he's got his Vikings gear on. He says he can feel all the eyeballs on him. And he turns around and he says, "Is it still 7-0?" And that broke it up, and they didn't kick his ass, thank God. But
That's pretty good.
That's
It's
a
good to
tough
have somebody
city.
like that
That's-
around.
yeah,
That's
that's
having
a tough city,
situational
man.
awareness.
I actually, if I were in your position, I would expect my family to root for the Eagles. I really would.
yeah, I think. Do you ever hear "blood is thicker than water"? Does
Yeah.
that mean
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
No.
But at the same time, like it's the birds.
It's the birds. It's the birds.
I will say this. That was a very hard loss, as they all are. I am happy for my uncles, people that growing up that were season ticket owners. Like, if it's not going to be you, I was happy for them that year.
That's fair. So are you superstitious at all?
Not really. No, I don't think so.
Okay, because that would explain for why you didn't sit out the second playoff game after you had COVID against the Steelers. Because I would have sat that out if I were you.
Yeah.
We gave you
With
credit
the-
for that, by the way.
Yeah. Are you? Did have you won a playoff game?
Technically, yes.
Oh.
Maybe no. Does that count? If I wasn't there,
We
does that
gave you
count?
credit, and then a bunch of Steelers fans were like, he wasn't even on the sideline.
I don't care. I know this, that it was the most surreal. Now, it happened the next year, but it wasn't a playoff game. I missed the game. We were playing the Raiders at our place, but I can't describe to you how weird it was. Like, out-of-body type stuff where you're watching your football team play in a playoff game. You're in your basement, you're sick, your family's upstairs. It was just the strangest time.
You actually had a quote after that I loved, that you said that it was harder to watch the games than be in the games.
100%. Yeah, and
We
I
know.
get it.
We know.
No, I get it. I was pacing up and down. I have the call sheet in front of me, which I don't know why, and I'm trying to figure out what they're calling next. And that's why if you guys were on the sideline and you're calling plays, you have the power over.
Yeah.
You can make decisions. So it's the nervous energy is not there when you're in the moment calling plays. I was so nervous going up and down. It was incredible.
How did you prepare for that game as a head coach? You're sick. How much can you actually put into place, and how much do you trust your guys to do?
Well, I mean, I was available to game plan all week. I ran the meetings, from my basement because I wasn't sick. I mean, I had COVID, but I wasn't ill. But I was running the Zoom meetings, and then I did tell the coaches. Mike Prefer was our acting head coach in that game. I told Alex Van Pelt, who called the plays, I'm like, do not think about me looking over your shoulder. You guys just be fearless. Do what I know you're capable of doing.
And they did. And so, it was an incredible season for the Browns. I know that you have aspirations to take the Browns deeper in the playoffs, but that specific season, getting to the playoffs, like, were you getting stopped at the grocery store and just everywhere like, thank you so much, Coach?
Well, it was all before the season, too. I can't tell you how many times I was reminded that the team hadn't been to the playoffs since. And I was like, I don't care. I wasn't here for any of that.
Right.
You had to suffer. Like, I didn't live that. So that didn't matter to me. And then going to the playoffs, you want to set your bar a little bit higher than just going to the playoffs. But I remember I was going through the airport in Cleveland, and one of the TSA agent comes up and says, thank you for beating Pittsburgh. That was our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I went to Super Bowl to be your Super Bowl. But there is something about beating those Steelers.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's nice. Were you the coach of the team when Swagger tragically passed away?
I don't know. Is that on my record too? Is that?
I think it is.
I think it is,
The
unfortunately.
mascot Swagger passed away, and then they had an open casket funeral for the dog.
true?
And then they brought in. Yeah, it is actually true. They live streamed it on the internet for some reason.
Yes.
These are the things that we care about as fans. That it's sometimes stunning to like sit next to somebody that's in charge of the actual team, and we talk about all this dumb shit, and they're like,
I have no idea.
no
Yeah.
recollection.
Yeah.
That didn't cross my desk, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, how could you not think
busy.
about this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So after, I have 2 games for you that I want to know what your instant reaction was after. We'll do good and bad.
Okay.
Good, the Case Keenum throw against the Saints, the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah.
How long until you're like, wait, that actually just happened?
So I'm up in the coach's booth. Pat Shurmur is the offensive coordinator. I'm the quarterback coach. I'm up there. And my immediate reaction was like, did he step out of bounds? Because you're not watching the TV copy, you're watching the field. And I got people jumping on me, headlocking me, jumping around. And the whole time, did he step out? Did he step out? And then obviously you see that everybody's celebrating. That was totally surreal.
Yeah.
And you don't expect, when you're all the way back there where we were, you're kind of like, all right, let's just get in range to throw a Hail Mary. Like, okay, if we complete this one to Diggsy, we'll get out of bounds. We'll launch one into the end zone. And then sure enough, unfortunately, the kid made a tough play in the boundary, and Diggsy went right down the sideline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was insane. And then the bad, the Jets game this year.
Ooh.
After that
What was the
game-
percentage?
Yeah, are
What
you
was our
like,
win
I think it was
percentage?
99.9. I
Yeah.
think it was actually, they went final on the scoreboard.
I wish it did.
So we like, are you just, if I were in your shoes, I'd just be sitting in the locker room, like, knowing I have to speak to the team and just being like, wait, what just happened? Like
That was a
kid-
stomach punch, and yeah, same thing. I remember getting back to my office, and before I talked to the team, like, what hurts the most about those moments is it's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard, and when you have it, and you can feel like you can just touch it, and then you're like, I know that's going to come back at the end of the season. That was
Yeah.
week 2, I think.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I know at the end of the year we're going to want that one back. But you got to go talk to the team. And I think for me, I'm so aware of the team is looking at me, how I respond. Now, what I'm proud of the team is we came back on Thursday night and won against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So they did rebound, but those things, they stay with, like, that will never leave me.
Yeah.
Like, there were about 10 things that happened after Nick Chubb scored and a few things before Nick Chubb scored that will never leave me.
That's, I mean, it shows how mature, and obviously being like a head coach is about being in those moments, everyone looking at you, because I think if I were in your shoes, I would have just walked out, found the guy who didn't recover the onside, like grab him and be like, why? And then just start crying and go into a puddle.
Yeah, there was a part of me that wanted to do that. But I know even how you walk in the building on Monday after a loss or a win.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, as a football coach, you get so many opportunities to stand in front of your team. And so much of it is messaging and how you want the guys to feel about a game. And even after a win, like, you got to sometimes remind them, that you haven't figured it all out. So I'm very aware of my impact that I have.
That's good.
So after a bad loss of that, when you address the team, are you doing it to let them see your emotion? Are you doing it to try to give them something positive to build on? What goes, because you have to like have some sort of plan. You can't just go up in front of them and be like, that sucked, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Although I might try that.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, everything I do, at least, I'm try to be authentic about it. And I've been around different coaches or whatever that maybe act, it's not real, or and this is, over the course of time, where you just want to be yourself, because I think players see right through that. So when stuff hurts, like, you got to let them see that it hurts, and when you're excited, you let them see that. Now, in the moment in games, I try to be very even keel, just because I feel like you're making decisions every 30 seconds. And if I start to lose my mind, I don't feel like I can make those decisions for the team. So I try to keep my emotions under wraps.
Yeah.
Is there an art to pressuring the officials to get in their ear early about certain things? Do you know which guys you can push, which ones you can pull on?
They have a tough job, those officials.
Good answer.
Thank you. I try
suck.
to. Yeah, you said that. I try to be respectful, because I know they have a job to do, and then they are human. So if there's a play that doesn't go your way, you do want to let them know about that, because there's a chance you get. I know officials would tell you there's no such thing as a makeup call, but they're human.
are, yeah.
So if you let them know how upset you are, there's a chance, if there's a 50-50 ruling, maybe it goes your way.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What's the dumbest play you've ever created that either did or didn't work?
I mean, it happens every week where you get on the board and you start putting stuff up and you're like, that margin of smart to dumb is so fine. And like, for instance, Andy Reid, first ballot Hall of Fame coach, Super Bowl winner, unbelievable. Like the stuff he does in the red zone, that like, I can't do that. You know, you have to win you have to have a ring before you do a ring around the rosy and some of that
candy
stuff.
ass.
As fun as that is for the players. For us, when it comes to trick plays, that's always like that fine line. Like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to boo myself.
Yeah.
And there was a game this year playing the Bengals on Sunday night or Monday night. Maybe it's, Sunday night.
I think
Monday
the one
night.
you won?
It was Halloween.
Yeah, Monday night.
It was Monday night, Halloween. And we had a pass that Amari Cooper threw. And it was we handed the ball to Nick Chubb. He pitched it to Amari. Amari's rolling out. We had a receiver running down the boundary. Amari, their linebacker sniffed it out, is getting ready to hit Amari. Amari's trying to throw it away, and it goes directly to Von Bell, like between the 2 and the 4, like perfect interception right to him. And I'm like, the boost, I wanted to boo myself.
Yeah.
But I probably should have known. We try to give those trick plays names, and we called that Michael Myers.
Oh,
for Halloween.
I like that.
Maybe don't
Spooky.
name plays after like serial killers.
Yeah, that got you.
That was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
You do own Joe Burrow, though.
We didn't beat them second time this year.
Not the second time,
You beat us.
but historically you've owned those
Small
Bengals.
sample.
Is that just like a matchup thing where you guys feel like you match up well against the Bengals?
I would tell you this: our division is very, very tough. I mean, you got. And I think it's great players. I think it's really good coaches. Whether it's Cincinnati, going to the AFC Championship game back-to-back years, what Mike T does in Pittsburgh, Coach Harbs in Baltimore.
I like that.
That's
Mike T, Coach Harbs.
That's a tough division. So there's no easy game in our division. I think whoever comes out of the division, whether it's 1 or 2, sometimes 3, you're going to get a good team because you're battle tested.
Yeah.
Speaking of the trick plays, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I haven't shared this with any other NFL head coaches, but I'm pretty sure.
You're going to
Thank
tell
you.
them this?
Yeah, no, we've talked about it.
All right. No,
on the
I've never
show.
heard it either.
So I think I know what the future of offensive football is going to be.
Okay.
The future wrinkle. It's going to be designed downfield laterals. You see the Chiefs do it occasionally.
Yeah.
But when it's executed right, when it's taught correctly, it can turn a 7-yard gain into a 40-yard gain very, very easily. Obviously, there's fumble issues that could.
Yeah,
you have
it's
to make.
risk. Hey, there's risk and reward.
There's a risk, but if you watch how, like, for instance, the Fijian national rugby team plays, they're so good at getting tackled, positioning their arms around the tackler, knowing where their guy is, offloading to that guy, and it's an explosive play. And I feel like the next head coach that understands how to incorporate that into football is going to just revolutionize the NFL.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the hook and lateral has been in the game for a long time. What you're saying is like Kelsey in the playoffs, the deeper,
Yes.
the ability to get the defense to converge and pitch it.
Yeah, you draw in the defenders, so you bring in 3 guys that are trying to tackle you.
Yeah.
There's a guy on his hip. They're not keying on that guy at all. If you're able to pitch it to him real quick,
Okay, here's
if
my
you
question.
coach it and
when you
practice
pitch it to the next ball carrier, is he allowed to pitch it?
yeah.
All right, so
That's what
it's
the
just- it's
Patriots
just a
did
lot.
against the Raiders.
Yeah, it worked out really well. So don't do that. That's
Okay.
not what I'm talking. Actually, the first offload on that play was good.
Yeah, it was.
Then don't throw it all the way across the field afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, option football, I mean, we've seen in the Super Bowl, Kansas City has run the option over time with what Philly did with Jalen Hurts with the quarterback run game. I do think there's probably a place in the game for the next evolution. Maybe this is it.
Yeah, just think about it.
Yeah,
Just
think about it.
I've thought about it. It's in.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
Cool.
I got another one for you. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
4th down, fake punt. I'm sure you have a fake punt in your plan. You get the 1st down, you fake punt again.
Ooh.
They don't expect you to get
Do
back
they
into
put
a
their
punt
defense on
formation.
the field, or do
They don't know
put their
what to
punt
do.
team? Interesting.
They think you're
They're like,
insane.
what? Yeah, they're like, wait, what's going on? This just happened. Are they punting again?
You probably get them to burn a timeout.
Yeah,
Right?
At least, at bare minimum, you keep everyone same package on the field. Fake punt, boom, line it back up, fake punt again.
Or you do the punt on 3rd down, which
Yep.
Buddy Ryan's famous for.
Yep.
Smart.
Yep. These
Also-
are all
Okay,
really good ideas.
I'm taking mental notes.
All right, it's 4th and 1. Here's another good one.
We're close to getting a ring if the Browns win the Super Bowl.
You guys are. When we win the Super Bowl, you guys
Yes.
are getting rings.
Oh my, yeah, you
Yeah,
just said
yeah,
you
no.
said that. Thank you.
Sean McVay made this promise to us, and he didn't. He welched on it. So
Your beard's
I'm
way
good
better.
on my
okay, all right,
promises.
okay, all right, good.
All right, 4th down, 4th and 1. Your quarterback's under center. It looks like he's just going to run the clock out. He's trying to get them to jump, right?
Okay.
So he does all the hard count, all that stuff. Then he comes up from under center, and he's like, it's not going to work. Then he goes right back under center, and you snap it to him.
Interesting.
The fake snap.
I like that. And you've also seen where you've seen in the shotgun, you'll see some teams put the quarterback, Mahomes, will kind of look to the sideline and go palms up, and they'll sneak somebody in. Is it a cousin of that play?
It's similar to that, like feigning confusion, acting like you don't know what you're doing. Shanahan actually did something similar with Manziel.
Correct.
When he was on the Browns, where he was like screaming at Manziel, walks over to the sideline, they pretend to get into an argument, then he runs downfield, catches
and it
the
actually
pass.
got flagged, but it worked perfectly.
These trick plays, I'm telling you, we call it shit house or castle.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Yeah. I mean, this is what, the one thing I loved about Bill Cowers, every time he got across the 50, he would just do a trick play on your ass. He'd just be like, boom, here it is.
It's the logo. So when you get around the logo, then the defense is aware of that too. So they're trying to protect those shots.
Yeah.
I like it. Serious question about growing up. Your dad was the senior vice president for the Nets for a while. So were you like around that team with Jason Kidd, all those guys?
So that was I was in late high school or college when he was doing that. But I drove up the turnpike. I went to a bunch of those games. Jay Kidd, Kerry Kittles, Kenyon Martin.
Keith Van Horn?
Keith Van Horn was on that team. They went to the finals 2 years in a row. They went, I think it was L.A. and the Spurs. Tough teams that you run into. But I went to many.
Sounds like you're making an excuse for your dad.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. But Jason Kidd remains one of my favorite players. I mean, talk about like changing a franchise. When he showed up at the Nets back then, that just changed everything about their franchise.
So how does that? I mean, like it's very interesting to see your dad was a high-level NBA guy and you're an NFL guy, head coach. Is he a big football fan and you're a big basketball fan, or was it?
Yeah, I mean, he grew up. He was a basketball player. He played in college, so he was good at that. I was not very good at basketball. I mean, I played it growing up, but he kind of did his thing. I'm doing my thing. I think it's helpful for me to have somebody that has been in the sports business that understands like wins and losses and gets that part. But it's not like I got into football because he was in basketball.
Right. It's just fascinating. You don't see, I mean, two very successful in different professions.
He also thinks he could be a NFL scout. Like he tells me all the time about players and watch out for this guy. I'm like, what do you know about football?
Does that get annoying to you, having not necessarily your dad, but just people coming up to you and telling you, hey, here's how you should manage
you know
your
what
team?
it's called? Free advice.
Yeah.
I get a lot of free advice. Which some of it's good.
I think I gave you some free advice last year at the Combine. I think I told you to trade for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Listen,
Hand up. That was on me. My mistake.
Kirk, we've had a long history with Kirk Cousins. He's a very nice guy.
I love Kirk. Got to coach Kirk for a few years. Won some football games with him. He's a good player.
Yeah.
What about his grilling technique?
Yeah, I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
I can speak to his quarterback technique, but I'll let him speak for himself on the grilling technique.
Yeah, we're probably too hard on Kirk because he's better than. I mean, everyone always the Bears. He would be the best quarterback in Bears history. That's a fact.
Do you want him back?
Honestly, yes. That's why I hate him so much, because if you look at the stats and what he's done and what he did in DC compared to everything else that we've had since then, Kirk Cousins. That's my Super Bowl was having Kirk Cousins go 500 over the course of a 3-year span for me.
Yeah,
I was coordinator for Kirk for really a year and change. And I became a head coach out of it. There's so many guys. Sean McVay was with Kirk. So Kirk's been with some really good coaches. So I have to tell you, I'm indebted to him.
Yeah. All right. So I want to get a headline that all the Cleveland radio stations can run with Deshaun this year and your running attack. Are you going to let it fly or are you going to run the ball?
Can we do both?
No, you got to pick one or the other.
Yeah, I think offensive football, we want to do both.
We want cop out. You got to either let it fly or run the ball.
Minus grade.
I'll let it fly and then run the ball.
Okay.
Does that work?
Oh.
In one game and then flip it the next
That's
game?
a little interesting. You're not going to establish the run first.
That's a fallacy. You don't have to establish a run to throw it.
Okay.
Well, what about this? How about if you let that thing fly and then you run the damn ball?
How about if I put that on the call sheet?
Okay.
I like that.
I
like both those things. What's
your
your prediction? Everyone's giving us a prediction this year. Your prediction for the Browns?
Everyone. Literally everyone.
Can we go undefeated? Is that
Yeah.
your prediction?
Yes. That's what you should aim
I mean, you try to win every game. So
Yeah. Wait,
right, so-
why is it a fallacy to run to not
I think
establish a run?
play action's been proven that you don't need to have a good run attack or be running the ball to get the linebackers to
I
sack.
disagree.
You've
These
been
are things
reading.
that you can't break these from our fandom and our brains. You have to establish the run.
You've been reading the nerd website.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good data behind it. I mean, for us, honestly, going back to just our players, we're fortunate to have Nick. We got David Njoku, who I think is as good a tight end as there is in the league. So to be able to be balanced, I think, is ultimately the best thing you can be when it comes to offensive football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's more important? If you could pick one, you have to pick one. Protect the quarterback or heat up the quarterback?
Ooh, I'd probably heat up the quarterback.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know,
right answer. That's the way that you win Super Bowls.
We have Myles Garrett. You
Yeah.
know, that's always going to be a big part of what we do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to kind of dovetail off that. How important would you say it is to set the tone?
That's some coach speak right there.
Yeah.
Setting the tone is always good. You get to set the tone on kickoff. If you're,
Yeah.
First play of the game is either kickoff or kickoff return, you get to set the tone.
If
Have
you
you ever
had
heard the tip of the spear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Special team's tip of the spear? That's
Yes.
good.
I like that.
Yes.
If you had to pick between setting the edge and flying around out there on defense.
Well, I think you need to set the edge so that you can fly around out there.
Okay,
Yeah,
frees
you
up
play your
space.
lanes, yeah. So when you got the job in Cleveland, did you have a conversation with Myles? You're like, hey, don't take off your helmet and bash anyone?
Fortunately, a lot of that was being figured out when I got there.
Right.
I will say this about Myles. He's a very, very smart person. He's very conscientious. I know he learned from that. Have you guys had Myles on the show?
No, we haven't.
He's one of the more interesting people I've ever been around.
Yeah. And
Truly.
he's really good at football.
And he's really good at football.
Yeah.
And he hasn't hit anybody in the head with a helmet in 3 years.
Yeah.
And he won't.
Yeah. Well,
I
did
promise.
you tell him that, though? Because that
I
seems
don't
like a
think-
situation where he
I
could be
don't
like,
thi-
you didn't tell me.
I don't think I needed to tell him. I
Okay.
told him to retire as a basketball player.
Yeah.
Which he took that, and did
He's a
that.
really
he plays.
good
He can
basketball
play in
player.
some of those All-Star games.
Yeah.
That's kind of a compliment to him, though. Like, you watch him play basketball, and you're like, this guy is just so freakishly athletic. I'm worried he's going to hurt himself doing something.
Well, there was some video of him playing basketball, like in a pickup game. He was playing against guys that looked like us. No offense.
Yeah.
I wasn't very concerned that he was going to get hurt in that game.
Uh-huh.
But Myles, it's very strange to think about. He's from the same species.
Yes.
as us. Like
He's
physically,
insane.
how he plays, what he looks like, the speed at which he goes, the way he bends. He might be an alien.
You ever ask him to just put a shirt on? Okay, man, you're making everybody look bad here.
Everybody, hey, just be you. That's David Njoku, our tight end, also likes to go out to pregame with that. Whatever gets you ready to play that game.
Uh-huh.
So we've been giving you a lot of free advice. We got some more. The elf in the midfield,
Brownie.
cursed.
No good.
Nope, we snuffed that out
Game
right
one.
away.
Game one.
We were
Okay.
like, that's a bad sign.
You lost with Brownie game one. I don't think you bring him back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I got it. What else should I bring back to corporate?
That drunk guy that's in the stands that's almost passing out,
Yes.
that guy should have a job.
Yes. Yes. He should be director of morale.
Our fans are unbelievable.
They're
Have
the
you guys
best.
been in the dog pound before?
I've been in the Muni lot.
Yeah.
This was like 2014, I want to say. It was Johnny Manziel's first year, whenever that was. I went to a preseason game. I went to the Muni lot to tailgate, and it was beyond anything that I've ever seen at an NFL regular season game there.
So I've heard. I haven't been there. I don't know that I can ever go to the Muni lot. Like even after a win, I'd be afraid to.
Yeah.
If you get, do you make it out?
Yeah. I mean, they are one. There's like certain fan bases in the NFL where you're like, those fans, like, I root for them more than even like, you know what I mean? Like, I want them to be happy.
Totally. No, we have a passionate group. Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, it's a small town. And, some of these towns that deserve a winner, like you want that so badly for them. And going back to the Eagles, my dad was down in Florida, was wearing a Browns hat, and he was talking, a bunch of people were coming up, and he's like, these Browns fans are the Eagles fans before we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's like, that is us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
and you're
your
gonna bring
mission.
it.
They will build a statue of you if you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll take the ring.
You're getting a
we want the
statue.
ring.
Well, we'll take a ring too.
Actually, no.
We'll
Can we
all
get
get
a
a ring.
Yes,
Can we get a
yes.
statue?
Yes,
Sure.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Done.
All right. Well, I had one last question. This has been awesome. It's a Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. PFT's wearing it right now. Q-zips, polos, joggers, everything. Do you golf?
I do.
All right.
Not
Roback.
well, but
Yeah, but Roback's the best. So go check it out right now. Roback.com. Promo code TAKE. My last question. So when I did run into you on vacation, I don't know if you remember this moment. I want to apologize, but also say I'm not sorry. I met your daughter. Her name's Stella, my dog's name, and I was like, and you said, "Oh yeah, we're thinking about getting a dog." And I said to your daughter, "Actually, your dad told me that he's getting you a dog for Christmas."
So my daughter Juliet is.
Oh, that's not your.
Not Stella.
Wait, how did Stella come up?
What were you drinking?
I don't know. All right, so I'm an idiot. Maybe we just start talking about dogs.
Yes, we did.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So I got that wrong,
And
but I
she-
did promise her a dog from you.
So when the dog doesn't come Christmas morning, call
That's
you.
No, that's your fault. It was one of those moments that like I'm always in content mode, and I like forgot I was on vacation, like just chill out for a second. So when she said she wanted a dog, I was like, "You're getting one."
Thank you. I think.
You can just be like, don't listen to that crazy drunk man.
There's a
thought
lot
your
of
name was
therapy
Stella.
that we're gonna have to undo
Yeah.
after that experience.
Well,
she
I
had
want
with
to
you.
double down. So if she's watching this right now, you're getting 2 dogs. You're getting 2 dogs for Christmas.
What kind? Any breed?
What do you want?
I think if you're getting 2, you gotta go big and small, right?
Okay, yeah. So we'll get like
you gotta get a bull mastiff and a pug.
Yeah,
Bull
there we go. Bull
mastiff.
mastiff and a pug.
That's a very
Done.
funny
but
combination.
the real question here is why
Yeah.
aren't you getting your kids a dog?
So, my oldest. This is like weird to say this because I don't want to. He's allergic.
Oh,
So am I making him feel bad?
Well, there's you
now
can get
you've
like
really made
I
me
know,
feel
I
bad.
know.
you do a golden doodle or a poodle,
But
something
apparently,
hypoallergenic.
those still have dander. That's still so.
How
Anyway,
long
not
until
only
he
do
goes
you
to
not know my
college?
daughter's name, you
Yeah.
want
No,
my,
I fucked
you
up
want
the
my
whole
son
thing.
to be sick.
Yeah. No, I fucked this whole thing
You're
up.
gonna kill his son, big cat.
I just remember promising a dog and being like walking away from the dinner.
This is
being
gonna be
like,
a hard conversation with the kids.
Yeah,
Get him a
I was like,
turtle.
why'd I do that? Why? That was really stupid of me.
Yeah,
Why'd
get
I
him-
promise?
Get him a
Kevin
reptile
Stefanski?
of some sort, maybe a snake.
Okay.
That'll really mess him up. Actually, probably
Yeah,
don't be a
snakes freak
snake
me
guy.
out. We'll
Yeah,
do,
no,
we'll
don't
do
be a snake
turtles
guy.
like Rocky
Turtle?
Balboa. We'll do turtle.
Okay,
I like
so
that.
no dog.
Do you want my son to be sick? I mean,
They have
do you have no
pills
heart?
for that.
You
Yeah, they
no
have
heart?
allergy pills.
My God.
But your daughter, she wants a dog.
She does. And she usually, when she asks, she usually gets what she wants.
Okay, so let's get her. So we're getting you a dog.
Maybe a dog.
Yes, this is awesome.
Sorry, son.
Yes. it's
Sorry,
a
son.
dog.
He'll. Well, maybe can we wait? For a
Yeah,
few
when he
years till
goes to
gets
college. Yeah.
Yeah.
The easy way to sort this out. Which one's your favorite?
My daughter.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
yeah,
exactly.
that's a
It's a dog.
Yeah.
We're
I
doing
mean,
anybody
anybody who has boys and girls. That's the easiest one.
yeah, me as well. But yes, dog. It's happening.
All right,
Done.
We've
Yeah.
got it.
And I actually think this dog will bring you success coaching the Browns.
These dogs.
These dogs, yes,
Plural.
exactly. Like you
Yeah.
can't be the Browns head coach and not have a dog.
I'm not going to disagree with that. That's
Right.
17-0 next year. You said
Somebody
it, not
said
us.
that. I think let me ask you this.
You said you were
What
going to win every
coach-
game.
Yeah,
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What do guarantees mean in our profession?
that's true.
gives us a
That's
lot to
true.
talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, you guaranteed 17-0.
Sure.
Well, no, in preseason you said win every game.
Yeah.
That'd be great too. What's that? And then we're playing we're playing in the Hall of Fame game. So we
Oh.
4 preseason games.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, Joe Thomas.
Yes.
Yes. Badger legend.
Would you rather go undefeated in the regular season or go 10-7 and lose the Super Bowl?
In the undefeated, do we win the Super Bowl in that one?
No.
In that scenario?
No, in
So
that one-
neither scenario win the
Yeah,
Super
so you
Bowl.
just did 2 losing the Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, the first one would be you lose in the first round of the playoffs, but you're undefeated regular season.
These are tough ones.
Man, I don't. It's hard to think about not 2 scenarios not winning the Super Bowl because then it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Listen, you're
either
talking
way.
to the 2 wrong guys because we've had a hypothetical going that we would rather have in the next 50 years lose 15 Super Bowls
Oh, yeah.
than win 1 and miss the playoffs all
Really?
49 other years. Yeah,
Yeah,
we would
yeah.
love to lose the
Oh,
Super
I
Bowl.
love that.
The Bears and Commanders are not good. We'd love to lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That'd be
but
sick.
That one team. That's what I was saying to somebody earlier. Like one of the things that motivates me is just jealousy.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous. I'm jealous of the guys that have won. I'm jealous of them. You know, they've had the parade. They got the ring. Like I'm very jealous. Like I want that so badly.
Yeah. No, I
But you
would
guys
love
don't.
to.
No,
No,
you
we
don't. Well, I mean,
15,
listen,
15 NFC championship games. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like things
yeah.
that I want. Yeah, sure, I'd love a Super Bowl. I'd love to have 7 unicorns
Yeah.
and have rainbows shoot out of my ass. But like, let's be realistic here. I'm not ever going to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
But let's be realistic. And you have 15 Super Bowl
losses.
Losses.
championship
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Those are
that's
some
what we're
fun
saying.
times.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Bad
think
draft
you
pick, so.
you might be too competitive to be a head coach.
I haven't heard that one yet.
You got to want it a little less like us.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Pete Carroll school of thought: compete in everything you do.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what we do as coaches and players.
Yeah, so we're in the school of thought to compete at nothing. That way you can't fail.
Yeah, or
It's very smart.
only compete in stuff that you know ahead of time you're going to win.
Right.
Is the
Rigged
NFL
things.
rigged?
I've heard that. I haven't read the script for this season.
Yeah.
I'm excited to read it though.
All right. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Sorry about getting a dog, 2 dogs for your family.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to do it.
And thinking that your daughter's name was
Stella, yeah. I don't know.
Hey, which is
we
an
were
awesome
drinking
name.
at dinner, so that was
Awesome
my
name.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my fault. So, yeah. 2 dogs, 17-0. Thank you so much.
Speak it into existence.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Good luck
appreciate
this
it.
season.
Yes.
Thank
Next
you,
time we
gentlemen.
sit down, it'll be only Deshaun questions.
I'm ready.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski was brought to you by our great friends over at Top Golf. I love Top Golf. if you're listening to this, you've probably played a Top Golf or you've seen one. Top Golf is the best. I'm working on my golf game right now. There's no better place to go than Top Golf. They got the targets out there. They've got delicious food. You know what's great? Going to Top Golf at night. Your balls seem to fly way further at night. It's like kicking a field goal. It's awesome. Just driving a golf ball into oblivion off the top deck at Top Golf. No better feeling in the entire world. And if you don't golf, it doesn't matter. Everyone can play at Top Golf, even if no one can golf. That's very true. You go out there, it's gamified. You aim at the targets. You have a great time. Drink a couple ice-cold Coors Lights while you're out at Top Golf hitting some balls. Get better at your game, too. You can practice at Top Golf. It's the only place that you can play around and then order another, or hit a slice and then grab a slice. It's all the fun of outside, but with the comforts of inside. Comfy, they've got heated bays in the winter and cooled bays in the summer. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. Download the app, book a bay, and come play around.
Okay, let's wrap up. We got guys on chicks. Henry, get us going. Next Wednesday, we'll do March Madness etiquette FAQs. Gambling FAQs. That'll be fun. Get us ready for the...
Also, schedule your vasectomies for the first weekend of March
Oh,
Madness.
buddy, if you haven't.
I get one every year.
It's late. It's
Actually,
way late.
This year I'm getting unvasectomied, but every year, all guys know. Time to get that shit snipped.
They announced the broadcast teams, by the way. PFT, your guy, one and done on the desk. Rex Chapman.
Oh, damn. What a shame.
My guy.
Yeah.
You're
What
trying
a
to put
shame.
lib of the year on me now, Jay.
Shame.
I
I guess
thought-
he's my guy. Yeah.
yeah, it was very funny seeing him on the desk last year because he was not fitting in
No.
at all.
No. Okay, Hank.
Hi, boys. I recently hooked up with a guy who's smoking hot. This is a dude. It was casual, and we haven't really spoken since, which I'm cool with. But I'm invited to a friend's birthday party where my ex will be, and I want him to make him jealous. Should I text this new hot guy and invite him to come, or will he think I'm obsessed with him and clingy? What do you guys think? Fake. Hi, hey boys. When my boyfriend showers, he doesn't wash his entire body, just his hair, junk, and chest. When I asked him about it, he said that the runoff took care of everything else.
Yeah.
Is this common practice for guys, or is he a
Genius.
weirdo?
If he doesn't do his armpits, then that's a concern.
That's true. I would add
Armpits don't work.
What do you mean?
What?
Whoa.
Wait,
what?
what?
Let's unpack that.
You don't wash your armpits, Hank?
That's the only one that was missing.
If you have BO and you use soap from the shower,
Yeah.
it does not work.
What are you talking about? You wash your armpits and then you put deodorant on afterwards.
Right. If you don't put on deodorants after, you still smell like shit.
Correct, but
Right,
you
'cause
but,
you start sweating.
But you get all
No.
the stinky sweat off your armpits when you wash them. And please tell me you wash your armpits in the shower.
don't work.
Of course I wash my armpits in the
Whether
shower.
it's not real, armpits don't work. The Henry Lockwood method.
What do you use under your armpits?
Deodorant. But I'm saying
No,
theory.
but soup. When you do soup, hotel soup,
Yeah.
that doesn't get it done in your armpits?
Not if you don't use deodorant.
You'll smell good for an hour or two if
Like,
you don't
all right,
use
all right,
deodorant,
all right.
But yeah, you do need.
Let
you
me
need-
talk this out. Let
Hank,
me
okay.
expand.
All
Let me
right.
expand.
Go
Let me
off,
expand.
go
You need both.
Let me expand.
It's actually,
No,
you know what?
false.
Yeah, go
No.
off, go off. And we actually do have to do PFT's gift to you as well, so
Oh,
that
yeah.
might just be guys on chicks.
Hear me out. You have hair, right?
Yes,
We all have
Fact.
hair.
we're following.
for the time being.
If your hair smells, let's call it normal.
Okay.
Baseline, no smell. No smelliness. It's not clean. It's not dirty. You put in shampoo. Afterwards,
It smells nice.
your hair smells nice like that shampoo.
When you wash your hair,
Okay.
it smells nice.
Okay.
When you wash your armpit hair,
Right.
Uh-huh.
the smell does not stick.
Well,
It doesn't do anything.
Because you sweat.
Are you using Wood Barstool branded?
Wait, no, but
body
it's
wash?
because you sweat.
No, I'm saying take a shower.
After you smell your armpits, it doesn't stick?
No, take a shower, dry off,
Hey,
smell your armpits 5
If
minutes
I
later.
may, if I may,
It's not smelling the way your hair smells with shampoo.
when you wash your armpits, you're not shampooing your armpit hair. The stink comes from your sweat glands that are in your
Sweat.
armpit.
You are shampooing your armpit hair.
But you don't have sweat glands in your
Yeah,
head.
you sweat from your armpit, and so that's why
But when you, say
wash
you're
it
not
with-
shampooing your armpit's hair, yes, you are.
He
but
might
that-
be
You
right.
shampoo
I actually-
your armpit hair?
But that's not
Hank-
where the stink's
Hank
coming from.
Hank might be right.
The stink is coming from the sweat
But
glands.
when you
Remove
stink
smell-
from the conversation, this is not about stink. This is about if you, again,
But I think
use
you're-
shampoo in your hair, and you will be able to smell the shampoo in your hair later in the day.
Is that because maybe there's more of it?
Use shampoo in your armpits, you will not be able to smell that.
Because
Because
one,
it's
there's more
open
hair on
air.
your head, and two, because your sweat glands in your armpits make it stink.
The stink is breaking your brain. Remove stink from the conversation.
You're talking about
There was
smell.
no stink, PFT. Forget about the stink.
I'm saying you need deodorant to make your armpits smell good. You don't need deodorant to make your hair smell good. You just need the soap. Why can't you use that same soap and it makes your armpit hair smell good?
Because you sweat through your armpits. There's a sweat
Remove the
gland.
sweat from the conversation.
You
You can't have this conversation.
You're asking me why it's
10
different on
minutes
your
after
head
you
than your
shower,
armpit.
You shower, you shampoo your armpits, you get out, you dry off, no sweat involved,
Okay.
you don't break a sweat. You go back in the bathroom 10 minutes later, smell your armpits, smells like nothing.
You know what's happening right now, Big Cat? I'm JJ Redick and he's Kendrick
Yeah,
Perkins.
well, I was going to say
I'm trying to explain it to you, but I'm realizing that you are sounding more right than I am.
I was
Yes.
going to say the biggest winner of this entire debate is Billy, because now the dumbest thing that we talked about on the show is not his presentation. Congrats, Billy.
What's
I'm
dumb?
actually now getting it to a 4.0 balls.
Hell yeah.
Hank,
It's an 80.
there's less armpit hair, and so when you shampoo your armpit hair, there's not as much hair for it to retain the
Hank.
good smell of the shampoo.
Hank, when
Then why can it retain deodorant?
Because the deodorant sticks to your
I
pores
don't
and
have-
clogs up your pores.
I personally don't have the answers for you, Hank, so I'm going to say you're
No,
right.
This is
No,
actually
PFT's got
this
all
will
the
prove
answers.
it. Hank, girls who shave their armpits still can get BO.
Remove the stink from the conversation.
there was
I
no
don't,
stink.
I don't know how to remove the stink from a conversation
not with
about
shampoo!
Wait,
Not with
wait.
shampoo!
I don't know how to remove the stink from a conversation about why things smell bad.
I never
Help
said
me
smell
understand
bad.
that. Help me.
It just doesn't
help me,
smell
Hank.
good.
Doesn't smell
Forget
good.
there was stink.
So scent. You're talking about scent.
No, you-
No,
So
that's,
no,
that's
okay.
adjacent to stink.
You're talking about the positive version of stink.
I'm
Hank.
talking about
Fragrance. The
hair
fragrance.
on your head.
Yeah.
Shampoo it, smells good.
Uh-huh.
Hair in your armpits. Shampoo it, doesn't smell
Do you
like
think that's
anything.
because there's maybe like, I don't know, 1% of the hair in your armpits as there is on the top of your head?
See, I'm with
I mean,
Hank.
not for you.
I'm with Hank. He can't. Oh, that was mean.
No, I mean, I already brought it up, so Hank's just...
Hank, I'm with you.
be creative,
I
Hank.
don't have an answer to that. It's okay to not have an
I
answer.
appreciate your open mind.
The armpits.
But you did call it stupid, so.
Well, you know, this is
It's very
it
dumb.
is very dumb.
This might be the dumbest thing that you've ever said.
No, I was saying the debate is dumb, not what you said, because I don't have an answer to what you said.
Are straws a hole? That was a pretty dumb one.
Okay.
2 holes.
Hey, do you want to do another guys and chicks, or should we just do the present?
Let's do the present.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. We're gonna
Last
we're gonna
chance.
cancel.
I'll
Hey,
give you-
hey, Billy, what you saw right there, main difference between Hank and you, Hank put down the shovel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
I
right,
dig
but
to
it's
China.
like.
I'm not
That's
saying
that's
you're
work
right.
ethic.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know.
I
You have me
understand
confused.
that- It's the chapstick thing, which people like. It's like the same thing. Like, they design these products so that you have to buy other products.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There should theoretically be a soap that you can use that is also deodorant. It doesn't
You don't
make
use
sense.
5-in-1?
Like, I've been in places where I forget my deodorant, and I'm like, I'll use shampoo soup, and it'll make my armpit smell good, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, because you sweat. But remove the stink. I got it. Okay. PFT, what did you get, Hank?
No, but like, sorry, all right, whatever.
I got Hank a bunch
Wait,
of right
you need-
guard.
You need something to open. Did you open it already?
$200 without seeing it.
So-
Will you take the deal?
So this
Yeah, Billy wants to buy this.
Let's set the table here. I lost a bowling match against Hank
Yep,
by a considerable amount,
considerable.
and then I tried to double down on it because the bet was that I would buy Hank $100 worth of Southwestern merchandise in Arizona. I lost the second game, doubled down, so that now that we're up to $200 worth. Oh shit!
Spilled water all over everything.
I
My
got
report.
Do we have something to?
Oh, there's dip in it.
give us a towel.
It's not dip.
There is
it's
in it. That was.
Um,
PFT's not messy, just so we know.
I'm not.
It
So
just happens all the time on
it's
his side.
it's a giant box. This is the first time I've spilled anything in here. So it's actually $400 worth of Southwest merchandise. I'd like you to open it. You also get $200 that you can take from Billy right now.
Only if I get it.
Yeah.
You can either get what's in the box or $200.
Okay. He's coming over to open it. Ooh, careful. I think you need a screwdriver here.
Yeah, it came in a shady wooden box.
So we're gonna have to break the box. What's in the box?
It's fragile.
Yeah,
it's
you,
marked
you,
fragile.
you see the screws? He's untaping it.
Be sure to watch this on YouTube.
Yeah,
Actually, Billy, can you run into the control room and get their hammer?
yeah.
They have a hammer in there.
Where's the axe?
Oh yeah, where's the axe? Axe it open, Billy.
I took it away from Billy.
This is your big moment,
I didn't
Billy.
I didn't think he was prepared to handle an axe.
That's not gonna work. But it was a nice try. Hey, Hank.
What do you think it is, Hank?
Throw it. Oh. There we go. That was easy. I'm a man. Fucking just broke that box. Hope everyone's watching on YouTube. What?
Don't get splinters.
Oh, shut up, Jake.
Now we're done.
Well, I just opened it.
We already got
You're
Billy.
being a pussy.
The axe is no longer
I
necessary.
did it with my hands, Billy. I wish you had seen how strong I looked. Watch on the YouTube. All right? He's unwrapping it.
Yeah.
I think this is the gift.
It's a giant dildo. Oh, wow. What is it? It's always bad when... Oh!
I love these bubble wraps.
Oh, look at this,
Here you go,
Hank.
Oh, it needs to be assembled.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't. It's already assembled. Oh my God, Hank, this is beautiful. It's some kind of skull? Oh, wow.
It's a cow skull, and then wait, Hank. You need to put the horns on.
That's fucking sick, Hank.
How metal is that?
What do you think, Hank? Good job not taking Billy's $200. Billy, did you know what it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Billy,
bullshit.
Billy really wanted it.
Hank.
This is sick.
That
you
is sick.
You actually like it? All
Yeah.
right, I'm glad.
Some nice home decor.
Would you have taken $200 for it?
No,
I
definitely
like this.
What if that is the thing that makes him good at the lottery ball?
It's actually haunted.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say we're gonna.
What is it?
If Hank, if you get the lottery ball this time, I'm smashing that. Deal?
No,
Yes.
you have to buy. You have to buy it from me.
For $200.
400.
200.
No, no deal.
Okay. You're not gonna get it anyway. Okay. You want to say anything about it?
It is a skull. It's got some cool design, some blue stones, very Arizona vibe. I think
Turquoise.
PFT did a great job with the bet, and now I will Venmo you
$1,300.
$1,300.
$18.
Okay.
Well, the commander's bet.
The commander's bet.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna happen. That's gonna hit. That's just future
That's
money.
money in the bank. I might take a loan out.
That's a
on
great investment. Okay. Great show, everyone. We did everything in this show. I feel like it took many twists
We
and
went
turns.
all over
Very
the place.
fun
No.
show. Hank, have you ever gotten the lottery ball?
No.
Okay. Numbers?
69.
17.
Oh, you're back on 17. What'd you guess?
Are you deaf?
What'd you guess last week on Monday?
I forget.
What do you guess?
I don't know. I don't record guesses.
Anyone remember?
Damn.
I'm gonna go.
Come
with-
on, tell me what you guessed.
I'm going to listen back.
15.
truly
I think it was
forget.
15. Was it 15
Was that last show?
for Anthony Richardson?
Oh.
Was it?
Yeah.
He's plus 350 by the way.
All right, I'll go 15.
I'm gonna go
20.
77.
I'll never forgive you, PFT, if he gets it on this one. 85. Damn. Not even. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
I'm trying
Hank?
to name this thing.
Breaking
Never gonna get it.
breaking moves.
Name it. Never
Oh,
gonna get it.
yeah. Love you guys.
Platypuses have a poisonous spike in their back leg.
Hell yeah.